Hello to my beautiful, wonderful people. It's been some time since we did a bada boom and a bada bing, and I saw that Stephanie was at the Diddy trial. I guess I don't know if she was inside the courtroom, but I saw a TikTok of her there, and it reminded me we haven't done a bada boom and a bada bing in a while, like a long, not a long while, but it's been a minute, and I wanted to check this out, and I wanted to check out Stephanie's like rendition of the story because one, I vaguely is the word vaguely. I kind of watched the documentary about this, but we all know Stephanie. She knows how to tell a story, so we gonna hear this. It's a four-parter, I think, and this one is about the truth behind family channels, quote unquote. But this is the Ruby Franke thing, or Ruby Frank joint. And it says Ruby Frank vlogs torture of 6 kids for YouTube views, exposed by all the new deleted footage. So when I remember back in the day, I think it was around like what 2018 ish was when I found out about this. 2018, 2019, about the relationship channels. And it was the people that I were looking at. I think it was De'Ara and Ken, Chris and Queen, CJ So Cool, and I forgot who else. Oh, the Prince family, Damien and Bianca, them. And I was like, wow, that seems so nice. Like, oh my gosh. And DDG, when DDG was doing like vlogs back in the days, and he was like vlogging with his ladies that he was with, and I was like, oh wow, that seems very like a cool thing to do. Like, you build this relationship with your partner, your family, and everything, and record it and just do vlogs, and then it just became clout driven and just doing anything for clicks and views. And it got really bad, and I stopped watching. I looked back at it, and then now it just was like, okay, no, it's not my bag no more. I kind of wanted to have a relationship channel, but I ain't had no damn relationship back then. So a man could only dream, but yeah, that dream is dead. Okay. Also, after hearing about this, we need to just ban family channels. I'm not even gonna lie, bro, because this the type of stuff that I heard, and again, this was like brushed over info, I believe, because it was like a doc. I think it was a Hulu doc. It wasn't really brushed over, but like I wasn't really like paying close of attention. I was just like, bro, what the fuck is going on? So we're gonna watch this, and I'm also going to do a what's it called? Sorry, I'm trying to think. I'm also gonna do the community requested ones too. So we're gonna be doing that simultaneously, or if it's a lot, then I'm gonna watch this, and then after we're gonna get back to the community thing. So let's watch this nasty shit. I got some things to say, and I also am. I also want to have a family, so I might just put my. I don't have kids. I'm just gonna be talking. Okay, so let's do this. This video is brought to you by Sebastian's Patreon. Not only is this page packed with exclusive videos, 800 plus at the time of this recording to be exact, but it also comes with a couple tiers. If you'd want to subscribe and support this growing community, click the link in the description below, and thank you for everything. Now let's get back to the video. I need Stephanie to say these stories to me. I'm not gonna lie, because she know what she do. So let's bada boom, bada bing.
Bada bing, bada boo.
If you go to Utah, there's this small town called Ivins. If you ever thought to yourself, hey, I want to live on Mars, this is where you're going to go. It's like living in the center of a giant crater on the surface of Mars. The entire town is pretty much sunken in the center.
What?
And then surrounding
Oh
the
my
town,
goodness.
you have these massive, hard-edged mountains. It's not green. There's no trees on them. They're like this very beautiful shade of red. They're red rock mountains.
This is like scary and beautiful. Is anybody watching this? Y'all live in Utah? Let's do some roll call. If y'all live in Utah, please say something in the comments.
It's beautiful until you keep looking at the pictures on Google Images, because then you start getting freaked out. There's something about it that feels like beyond the mountains, there's just nothing. It's just desert. You cannot even find any shade really in Ivins, Utah. There's no trees. You go to your backyard, it's like a red
Oh,
canyon.
hell
You feel like
no.
a little scorpion is about to crawl out into your house.
Oh.
And instead of trees, they have these green balls. Like think of like
Green
watermelons
balls?
without the stripes. And they're pokey. They're cactuses. Just
Oh.
all over your lawn.
Nigga, fuck that. Hell no. Bro, I saw something on TikTok where it said living in like Las Vegas, it's like you can literally like go to the edge of Las Vegas and it's just desert. The USA is big as heck, bro.
That's it. It's a true desert.
Ooh.
I don't even know if it gets that windy. Just think of a barren landscape, but it's beautiful. It looks so pure. It's like a unique kind of aesthetic that the locals love.
Bro.
And there's only 10,000 locals in the small town of Ivins, Utah.
Is it hot? If it's hot, that's a deal breaker for me.
You go to Ivins, Utah because you want to live peacefully. You want to live quietly. And more importantly, you want to live very privately. Especially if you pay for a $5 million house in Ivins,
Oh,
Utah.
that's Saudi house?
That typically means you want to be left alone. August 30th, 2023.
Uh-oh.
In this very secluded, wealthy neighborhood,
Bro, this looks scary.
a 12-year-old boy crawls out the window of a $5.3 million house.
What?
He's dressed in this men's blue button-down dress shirt, like, you know, those dress shirts, but it's kind of swallowing him up. It looks like he took it from his older brother's closet. He has on a pair of shorts and a pair of socks, no shoes. His legs look quite
Oh my
frail.
gosh.
The way he walks.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I don't remember nothing from this documentary, so I think I'm going to be seeing these things. Like, I'm going to feel like I've seen these things for the first time. I'm actually paying attention. What the fuck?
Walks is reminiscent of a baby giraffe that learned to walk not too long ago. He's not stumbling. It's not like he's so shaky, but it just looks like he's either injured or very uncomfortable walking. It could be the duct tape that's wrapped tightly around his ankles.
Excuse
It
me?
even looks like underneath the duct tape, there's some sort of plastic saran wrap underneath.
The fuck?
And he has this long, very scorching hot walk ahead of him. He's just wearing socks.
Oh.
This is August 30th. No trees, no shade. You're looking at 100-degree weather.
Well, it's hot. Oh my gosh.
But because there's no shade, the pavement reaches about 140 degrees Fahrenheit. Put that into perspective.
No.
It would be like if you took a cast iron skillet, put it on the stovetop, kept it
Ah.
on high heat for 5 minutes, took it off, and then put your foot directly onto it.
Ah.
That's what it feels like. And that is what this 12-year-old
Oh
boy
my
has
gosh.
just crawled out of the window to do. He has to walk in this weather with just socks to the neighbor's house. This whole place, it's not a neighborhood in the traditional sense. I mean, it is a neighborhood, but they're filled with $5 million houses. The houses are really far apart. They're almost a few blocks apart, if you will.
I'm trying to figure, first of all, one thing I'm trying to figure out is somebody built this. Like, this was like mapped out. You probably got to be a freaky boy to start building $5 million houses in a desert-ish type area. Cause that's like, I don't know. It's like, it makes me raise questions of like having underground bunkers and stuff like this. It's like, why you do that? What'd you do that for? Why you want, what's going on? Is there a giant? Is there like a safe way anywhere? Or yeah, we gotta drive. We can't just like walk to the store. You just gotta drive in it. I bet you ain't no DoorDash coming to that door. I bet you that. Ain't no Uber Eats, none of that. No Postmates. You gotta go get your shit.
You don't
And you also can't grow your shit because ain't no.
pay $5 million in Ivins, Utah to live on top of your neighbor. So the space in between each home feels
This looks
at
scary.
least like a few blocks. And there's only 3 finished homes in this entire neighborhood so
3
far.
finished homes?
Which means this little boy has 2 shots,
What?
2 chances.
Uh-huh.
And the duct tape around his ankles and wrists are not helping. The sun is probably melting the tape into his wounds. He's already dehydrated. He's been starved. Just 2 seconds out in that level of heat, he likely feels lightheaded. And just the
my
friction from
goodness.
walking with socks on that type of pavement can instantly cause burns and blisters. The first house that he walks to, he quietly approaches the door and he takes a few steps towards the front. He sees the doorbell, reaches out, presses it, and he just waits. He's waiting by the front door very politely even. He doesn't bang on it immediately. I mean, I would expect him to, considering this could be life or death for him.
Right.
But this 12-year-old boy just waits very patiently. He stands still for 40 seconds waiting for that door to open. He was so still that I actually thought I paused the footage. Eventually, he calmly knocks on the door and waits again.
Was he praying?
If there is nobody home, if they come back to get him, it is all over. This boy's condition is only getting worse, and it's likely that the wounds are going to get infected very soon. So he waits, and he's so still, as if like if he were to move, the homeowner would be so scared they wouldn't open the door. But again, nobody answers, which means there's only one more house that he can try, and that's if he can even make it to the house. So he starts walking, and like I said, there are 3 finished homes in this neighborhood. One home that he's running from, one where nobody's home, they didn't answer the door, and now he just has the last one, the 3rd house.
What the fuck?
He walks up and he rings the doorbell. This woman's voice, it's like an automated message, starts telling him,
"Answer the door right now, but if you'd like to leave a message, you can do it now."
He just stands there for a brief second because that means there's nowhere else he can run. He has to go back to the house. I don't think he could run onto the main road. There's nobody around, and if they know that he's gotten out of the window, they're gonna find him, and it's just gonna be that much worse for him. He waits for a brief second before turning around. And you can see his shoulders slump visibly in the footage, and his head is hanging. And he starts walking away from the last home's front door.
Little bruh did all this shit just for nothing. Oh my gosh, yo.
This is like almost positively the very last chance that he has at survival, and it's gone.
What the fuck?
So he didn't leave a message. He just walked away.
No, he did not, He takes about 20 steps. He's about to fully leave the front area of the house when the door clicks open and this old man comes out.
Oh boy.
Yes. Hi, I was just wondering if you could do 2 favors.
2?
The little boy walks a little bit closer to the neighbor, but he's keeping his distance. And the neighbor, he kind of sounds like a grumpy old man.
Well, what are they? Taking me to the nearest police station. Well, actually, just one's fine.
It's likely by this point the old neighbor spots the duct tape around his wrists and ankles, and he just looks so frail, like he hasn't had a real meal in weeks. And he says,
"What's going on, son? Have a seat there."
I'm not gonna hold you. If I see bro here, and like that, I'm cooking him a nice meal. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna introduce him to some flavors that he has never tried in his life. I don't know what I cook though. It'll be cool. It'll be a nice meal. You know what I'm saying? Real shit. You know, because this is crazy. Well, maybe I'll put in a to-go thing. Still gotta take him to the police station. Well, maybe I'll do the police station first. I think police station would be cool. And then I bring the food. There we go.
Personal business. Have a seat.
this is the starting point to all the secrets that start coming out of what was happening in that $5 million house in Ivins, Utah. 2 children were being held captive in a giant safe room, tied up with ropes. They had physical injuries that go deep down into the flesh, almost hitting the muscles and the bones. And then they would have cayenne pepper just poured into them.
Hey, my nigga, hey. How the fuck does having a YouTube family channel get to this, bro? How?
There's evidence of forced starvation, forced to walk around in the desert barefoot, forced to sleep outside. Authorities would later state, had it not been now, these kids might not have made it. The 2 kids that were being held captive and tormented are the kids of a famous YouTuber, a family vlogger who daily vlogged most of her life as a mother to 6 children.
Slum,
This is the case of Ruby Franke and Jody Hildebrandt.
Ain't Jody that late? Oh my gosh. Okay. See, this is okay. This shit finna get me hot. This is about to be an emotional roller coaster, bruh. This is a crazy comeback to the bada boom, the bada bings. But shit, I'm about to be cursing up a storm in this series.
We would like to thank today's sponsors
Yo.
who have made it possible for Rotten Mango to support the Biz Parents Foundation. They're a nonprofit organization devoted to protecting professional child performers and their rights. This episode's partnerships have also made it possible to support Rotten Mango's growing team. And we would also like to thank you guys for your continued support as we work on our mission to be worthy advocates. As always, full show notes are available at rottenmangopodcast.com. Today's case involves some very well-known names in the mommy blogger, family blogger world. Ruby and Kevin Franke, and then their 6 children, best known by their channel name, 8 Passengers. We're going to be using the names of the 2 eldest children. So you have Sherry, the eldest daughter, and Chad. They are legal age and have publicly spoken out about Ruby, but we will only be referring to the 4 youngest children as either their first initial or just vaguely the son, the daughter, regardless of if their info is already out there. Additionally, Sherry Franke recently published a book that I read as research for this case, and I would recommend getting a copy or 10 just to show support for Sherry. The book is titled The House of My Mother. It is so well written, and she somehow... It's very interesting. She somehow is able to put into words what she felt during these very extreme times of duress. And it was so strange because even though I've never gone through anything remotely similar, the way she words it, I feel like I can relate. It's very emotionally impactful. And I think it's a book that really makes you think and gives you pause about the world of family vlogging. She's also just a phenomenal writer, but also a very impressive source of inspiration for all. So please check that out. That's going to be in the show notes.
This book really does come from my heart.
But as for content warnings, there are quite a few graphic themes of CA as well as food restrictions and wilderness therapy camps.
What?
And second to last disclaimer.
What is wilderness therapy? What the fuck is that?
The Franks are part, or were part, of the LDS Church. We are not here to discuss the church as a whole, and the actions of the perpetrators should not be generalized as a representation of the religion itself. This is not an attack on the LDS faith or the church. Ruby Franke just happens to be part of that church, and she sometimes happens to use the teachings to carry out her abuse.
Oh, like how...
So with that being said, this is going to be a 3-part series. Because of the renewed interest in this case with the new documentary that was released, I received a ton of requests to cover the case. And initially I was thinking, okay, I'm going to keep it on the slimmer side, considering how much coverage this case has gotten over the years. But the deeper that we kept getting into it, I mean, there's just no way to sum anything up. Even reading Sherry's book and researching this case, there's so much insight. And this case is enacting change for a lot of people. And for that reason, if you are maybe one of the few people who haven't heard much about the case or haven't gotten a deep dive, this is going to be a 3-part episode. In part 1, we're going to go through Ruby Franke's YouTube career, the signs of abuse that a lot of netizens started picking up from
The fuck was he doing?
the beginning, the evidence that she practically uploads straight to the internet herself, and how Ruby Franke getting quote unquote canceled leads to her becoming more abusive and more extreme.
What?
And in part 2, we're going to cover Jodi Hildebrandt. This is Ruby's marriage counselor, her therapist turned cult leader, and all the lives that Jodi Hildebrandt has intentionally destroyed as a so-called therapist.
Oh, that's the lady that was in the house. And she, oh my.
Jodi Hildebrandt has other alleged victims to her abuse and was probably fighting to be the world's worst marriage counselor. She would infiltrate marriages and instigate divorces. She would ruin people's lives.
Hey, I'm not even gonna hold you, gang. If we get a marriage counselor and she's trying to divorce us, hey, my Nick, hey. Why am I...
And the speculation is she might have a deep-rooted hatred for men. So in part 2, we're also going to go over the alleged romantic relationship between Ruby Franke and Jodi Hildebrandt. In part 3, we go through Ruby and Jodi fully just jumping into cult territory. Ruby's lengthy journals detailing day by day of the torture that she's inflicting on her own children.
My gosh.
And what Ruby's husband, Kevin... He's like a huge point of conversation in all of this.
His head bald
He's
as
the father
shit.
of the 6 children. People are wondering, what was he doing during all of this? And why wasn't he charged?
Really?
Yes. So that's going to be
think
in
I
part
remember
3.
why.
And with that being said,
All right, let's do it.
let's get started.
Let's lock in.
It's called the rabbit stick room. It kind of looks like a back room. It's got that like nasty dark
Ew.
navy carpet. There's a full fabric couch up against the wall on one side.
Why, who? Never mind.
And they've got those white circular plastic fans, and the lighting is just back rooms. It's abandoned office lighting. It's fluorescent. It makes everything look so depressing. Every single Friday, the door to the rabbit stick room opens, and a bunch of teenagers walk in.
Okay.
That's just how they call it?
Yeah,
Rabbit stick?
a rabbit
Rabbit stick room?
Okay.
What is
A
rabbit
bunch of
stick?
teenagers walk in. They don't even know each other. These are not friends. They're not part of the same school. They're just random strangers that happen to be teenagers.
What?
They're all given a new set of clothes, and they're all just wearing similar things. Go change into these clothes and take this time to say goodbye to life as you know it.
Nigga, what?
Because from now on, life is about survival.
What? This was like when I got put into that men's rites of passage shit in my church. When they blindfolded us and my pants fell down in front of everybody.
The world is changing. Life is not going to be easy anymore. Do you think you have time to sit there and ponder about social media and play video games? You don't. Now it's about staying alive. It's about finding food out in the wild. I mean, there's no choice. You have to fend for yourself, and this is your life now. All you get, every single teenager just gets a backpack. All their belongings are in this backpack. Whatever they need to survive.
Why are we
in the Arizona wild?
Nah, fuck that. Why are we doing this? Why? Like, were these people kidnapped? What is going on here? Because what do you mean? Say goodbye to life as you know. What is what is the purpose of this? Survival? What?
Life in the wilderness. If they lose something, if they lose that backpack, it's gone. Life's not fair. You don't get a replacement.
What?
How old are they?
12 to 17.
12? That's not a teenager. Cause a tween. That's a tweenager. What the fuck? 12 to 17?
The most important supplies are a giant piece of tarp and a sleeping bag. That's where you're going to sleep from now on. You don't get shelter. You don't get a tent.
What?
The first week, they say it's a lot about processing the grief. You lost your family, you lost your friends, you lose good food. Just a warm, nice meal with a lot of carbs sounds amazing. Or even just music and books. You don't have anywhere to put a heavy book in your backpack. You got to carry this backpack around with you everywhere. You're walking like 5-10 miles a day.
Bro.
You're going to bring books. You're going to bring a whole trilogy set. And then the next phase hits. The teenagers start finding ways to survive, which typically means they go through a 3-day fasting period because that's what life is out like in the wilderness.
Really?
Food is not a guarantee. Neither is toilet paper or comfort or really anything.
Oh.
That lasts 5 to 6 weeks.
Okay.
And probably for every single second of it, you feel like you're not going to make it. This is the Anasazi Wilderness Therapy Camp for teenagers. It feels like doomsday. It feels like the end of the world. These teenagers are thrown into the wilderness. They're forced to fend for themselves because they don't listen to their parents at home.
Hey, man, that's how I was feeling at that rites of passage, man. But this shit was nowhere near this. Parents, if your kids are not supposed to listen to you at some point in their life. They're their own people. They have they disagree with you. Sending them out into the wilderness to where they can almost die, which is something that you probably didn't do, is not the best thing. Like, where do you come? Why would you even think, nigga? Okay.
The camp calls the teenagers young walkers.
Ew.
So
Kind of creepy.
you will see a group of teenagers just walking in the desert.
They have supervisors. They have camp counselors or shadows, as they like to call them, that you can go to. I mean, you can't really go to them for anything.
Hey, bro, I'm not even gonna lie to you. If I will get to a point where I'm tired of this shit and I'll start attacking the people who are in charge of this. They gotta put like some type of fear into them, right? Like, cause this is crazy. One of them are 12. They're 12. The other one's 17. It's from 12 to 17. That sounds like the times where your kid will probably talk back to you. I was talking back to my mom. Sorry, Mom. At like 12. They put me in a camp at 12 or 13, I think.
You're supposed to survive on your own.
Nigga, what?
You just see them trekking 5-10 miles per day. Wow. Some of these kids were kidnapped to be here.
Oh!
The wilderness camp, if they feel like you're not going to come willingly, consensually, your parents can sign a little slip and they will come kidnap you in the middle of the night.
Bro, that's not cool.
Some kid said, my parents told me we were going to Disneyland, and now I'm eating a lizard.
Hey, if I'm gonna just say this right now, if I survive, you better pray to God that I don't come back home. Nigga, you think I was a problem for you to send me to the camp? Wait till I come back home. You wait till I come back home. Nigga, I survived everything. You think I'm still gonna listen to you? Fuck you. And you put
Because
me
I'm
there.
starving.
Man,
Wow.
you better
this is
hope I
like, you know,
die.
remember the Chinese case that we
Yes.
covered that parents would kidnap the kid, throw them into like
Maturity.
this concentration.
Yes.
Nigga,
Type
what,
of-
bro?
This is that. And there's so many of them in the United States.
'Cause-
They go out into the wilderness in Arizona, and according to Anasazi, they quote, they live a primitive lifestyle and learn the skills and technologies of the ancient ones. Young walkers learn to cook their own meals. Food packs are replenished weekly, and they learn to build shelters to protect themselves from the elements. They may hike up to 10 miles in a day and seldom camp in the same place for more than 2 nights. If you are a teenager, 12 to 17 years old, and you struggle with any sort of behavioral challenges, this is
Bruh.
what Anasazi lists it as. Depression, anxiety, poor self-image, low self-esteem, substance abuse, internet gaming, technology addiction, learning difficulties, relational problems with family, trauma, abuse, bipolar disorder, disrespect, authority, peer conflict, legal troubles, poor social skills, immaturity, lack of motivation. If you mark any one of those, you are more than welcome to join Anasazi.
So pretty much, if you're just existing, right? That's just it, right? And it's just if you exist.
Well,
Yeah,
you're not more than
word.
welcome. Your parents are more than welcome to sign you up and pay us money.
Nigga,
There is no way not a single person listening to this does not check off at least one of those boxes.
Exactly,
I
what?
feel like I'm a full-grown adult. I'm not even a teenager, and I check off almost all of them.
yeah, what?
It's basically a desperate cash grab targeted towards parents who don't know how to raise a teenager. And they decide the best solution in all of this is, what if we just don't raise them? What if we just send them into the wilderness for 2 months straight?
Bitch, what? I'm not calling you a bitch, Stephanie. Just want to be clear. You better hope I don't come back. Your ass is grass. Well, in this case, they had grass in there. Your ass is grass, buddy. Nigga, oh my gosh. I just, nothing.
One netizen says, I was forced to go cold turkey on my alcohol addiction, and I was terribly sick because of that. I wanted to self-exit, and I desperately needed help. I told the therapist that's supposed to be part of our group that I needed more time with them because I was only getting 15 minutes of therapy per week. That's part of the program.
Per
They tell you
week?
get a therapist.
For 15
They told
minutes.
me that the therapy was the hiking I was doing.
Bro,
They continue.
Go
In
to
addition,
hell.
there were 2 days that my group's only water source was from a leftover cow trough, just mixed with actual cow shit.
What?
In the water supply.
Oh, she ain't. Oh,
We drank it. By the end of my
She ain't
stay, I
censor
could barely
herself.
walk. My last night, I laid down on a bunch of rocks and I couldn't sleep because the coyotes were just howling
fuck?
all night. It
Oh my
sounded like
gosh.
they were only a couple dozen feet away from me. I kept crying to the staff at night, telling them that I was so scared. They finally gave up and transported me to another treatment center. One review of Anasazi reads, I am begging you, do not send your teen here. This program is abusive, horrific, and sold as this amazing program that's going to straighten out your troubled teen with a strong focus on God. It's not. It's an excuse for sadistic, unqualified people to abuse your teenagers. I cannot put into words how twisted the people running and working this program are. There is
This is
nothing helpful
crazy,
or
dude.
positive about making teens hate themselves.
Exactly.
One journalist
The
who went
fuck?
to Anasazi says they saw a 16-year-old boy lunge lightning speed at a lizard
Oh.
to eat because food is rationed at Anasazi. They get a week's worth of food at a time, and each day is rationed
Rice, 3 cups, refried bean, lentil cups, flour, carrots.
for only
Bacon
2,000
bits?
calories per day for a growing teenager. Even for like a pretty sedentary lifestyle for a growing teenager, you need more than that. And you're just sitting at your computer. They're hiking 5-10 miles a day. If you eat up your food or someone steals your food, which seems to happen a lot, then you are just left to fend by eating wild plants, lizards, and bugs.
Oh my
Anasazi
gosh.
becomes a huge topic for conversation on YouTube after a famous family vlogger decides that she's going to send her 14-year-old son to Anasazi.
She did
And
this.
it's already bad enough that everyone on the internet sees comments from netizens talking about how bad their time was
fast
at
as shit.
Anasazi, how they wanted to self-exit after coming out, how they irreparably, like, just absolutely obliterated their relationship with their parents after being sent to Anasazi.
And they're
reading all of this, and this YouTuber is just happily sending her son there. Netizens are outraged, they're confused, and the YouTuber's son's name is Chad. The worst part in all of this is after 2 months in the wilderness, Chad comes back home, and he's actually gained weight when he was out there.
Huh?
What?
How?
And he says on camera that he loved his experience, but a lot of netizens
Hold
are
on, Nick.
confused.
Hold on, Nick. What you mean you gain weight? What you do over there? How you gain weight? You was getting food, motherfucker?
His conditions at home, and how are they worse than Anasazi? How did he gain 10 pounds hiking 10 miles a day in the wilderness?
Is he doing push-ups?
That doesn't make sense.
He doing push-ups?
Is it still running today, the program?
Yes.
Of course it is, because why not, right?
This whole thing feels like doomsday for YouTuber Ruby Franke. The whole world is falling apart. The apocalypse is coming. Everything is dying. And it kind of all starts with Disneyland.
Disneyland?
It's interesting. There's a lot of people who really want to be good at something. And then there's a lot of people who don't really care if they're good at something as long as you think that they are good at something. They all say the same thing. So it's very hard to differentiate who is who. Like,
So that's good. So they're good at persuasion, right? Or perception? That's what I'm assuming.
who actually wants to be good at it and who just wants to be seen
Good
to
at
be
something.
good at it. It is pretty clear. Ruby Franke just wants to be seen as a good mom.
Oh.
I don't know if she had any intention to actually be a good mom. Kevin says
she
that
dumb?
in their religion, they're taught the only purpose in life is to become a parent. That's the goal. That's what everyone should strive to. But if everybody gets there, then how are you special? So Ruby's new mission is to be the perfect mom. But it's not just enough for all of her family members to be like, Ruby, you're such a good mom. For her to walk into church and they say, Ruby, I don't know how you do it with 6 kids. That's not good enough. She wants strangers at the mall to tell her that she's a good mom. She wants to maximize the amount of praise that she gets.
Oh
so
my
she
gosh.
needs a larger audience.
Oh my goodness. What the fuck?
And that is the birth of the YouTube channel 8 Passengers.
Wow. Okay.
Ruby is family vlogging. Now, side note, Kevin says the name of the channel is very symbolic. We were all in this vehicle together with our family, driving down this road called life.
Nigga, how'd you gain that? How did you gain them pounds at the place?
The first video ever uploaded is of Ruby standing around the kitchen island, and she's got 5 kids with her.
Oh my.
She's got the eldest daughter, Sherry. Then she has the son,
Holy
Chad.
shit.
Then she has 2 daughters and another son.
That's a lot of
and
kids.
there's a cake in front of her because it's a gender reveal. She's about to have her 6th and final kid.
Oh, okay.
When was this? A long time ago?
Yeah, this was years ago, like
What
almost
is
10
it?
years ago.
It's pink.
Oh,
It's pink.
wow.
They cut into
Oh,
the sponge
sick.
cake, and
It's
the cake
pink.
is pink. They're having a baby girl.
Hey.
They've got 2 sons and 4 girls.
Oh shit. Okay.
And Ruby says, you know, the main purpose of this channel is I just want our channel to be a ray of sunshine in a world where people just criticize each other and make each other feel bad. And we're here to show that happy families are a reality. I love coming and doing little simple things with my family because it just makes all my worries go away, just for a little bit. But it all falls apart.
She loves coming and doing simple things. What do you mean by that? What do you mean you love coming? What?
Our reality. I love coming and doing little simple things with my family because it just makes all my worries go away,
Am I stupid? Never mind.
just for a little bit.
Never mind.
But it all falls apart at 2 a.m.
What?
Chad, the eldest son, he wakes up the youngest son.
Ooh.
So there's 2 boys.
Like a Paul
The youngest
brother.
son is probably what, like 10, probably like 7 years old at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, wake up. We're going to Disneyland.
The fuck?
It's a surprise. You gotta pack your stuff and we gotta go. Get your sunglasses, get your sun hat. Don't forget your sunscreen. Chad is telling the little boy, this is the same one that was walking in the neighborhood.
The little boy?
Yes.
Oh shit.
So Chad is telling his little brother, come on, you gotta get all of your stuff. And he's so excited. He starts packing all of his things, shoving them into a suitcase. He starts hauling them like down the stairs. He's ready to go to Disney. This is gonna be a family road trip. I mean, this is probably gonna be the highlight of the whole year.
But at 2 a.m. though?
It's even more convincing because the parents are YouTubers. YouTubers do crazy things all the time. But the whole thing is a prank. It's like a relatively innocent prank. Chad is goofing around. They're not going to Disneyland.
Okay.
Oh, Chad is pranking the little brother.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then the
I
parents
mean-
are recording this?
No.
What?
The parents wake up in the middle of the night to the younger brother crying because he was so excited to go to Disneyland.
Okay.
And now Chad is in very big trouble.
What?
This is the start of doomsday for Ruby Franke.
What
Almost
the
a
fuck?
year later, summer of 2020.
Hey, bro, y'all see on TikTok that there's like a dad that like be scaring the shit out of his kids like every day. It's like a compilation of him doing that. Bro, if my mom if my mom was gonna run around the house hooting and hollering, just screaming at me with a fucking megaphone,
Ruby is
What?
sitting up on the floor. She is leaned up against the wall with her son, Chad, and her other daughter on her other side. So she's in the middle. She's sandwiched and just vlogging.
okay.
I'm like, you will do what I say.
When Chad
shit
just
not funny?
casually mentions, he just says,
My bedroom was taken away for 7 months, and then you give it back like a couple of weeks ago.
and Ruby
I remember
just
this.
starts cheesing. Like she's got this big old gummy smile and she's
I don't think our viewers know that.
I've been sleeping on a beanbag since October, and they gave my room back like 2 weeks ago.
Nigga,
I'll give you
what?
the reason why I lost my bedroom. I think so. I think this is the reason. At least this is the reason that's been in my head. It's pretty funny, but now that I look back, I mean, it's pretty depressing.
No, we never told our viewers.
and Chad
So you keep it in? All right.
goes on to explain that I woke my brother up at 2 a.m. and I told him that we're going to Disneyland and he has to pack, and he made his bed and all neatly. He packed all of his clothes in the suitcase and then he walked out the door and he's like all happy. He has his sunglasses on. And Chad is kind of smiling a little bit, giggling a little bit while sharing the story because, I mean, it's truly an innocent prank
Yeah.
between siblings. And then also, he's in a vlog, so I would imagine he's not like, yeah, this is why I got my bedroom taken away. I don't know. But Ruby starts yelling.
Oh,
If you think it's funny, then that was 7 months ago. Maybe you need longer without a bedroom.
Bitch. What? What? Okay. Hey, bro,
It
what?
was not funny.
And she's glaring at him like a little Karen.
Oh my
Ruby
gosh.
explains that's why the bedroom setup has been this way, with the younger son getting a bigger bedroom than the older son, who's a teenager, and Chad has been given a very small bedroom, but even that's been taken away. She says, quote,
But what you guys didn't know was Chad didn't get any room.
That shit not
He didn't
funny.
get anything. He was sleeping on the floor in the family room.
and he just got his bedroom back, and that's because
fuck?
he's shown up consistently without bullying the kids. Chad also hasn't had a flip phone, smartphone, any kind of phone, and it's been over a year.
Damn.
I still have no intention of returning a phone.
Then she turns the camera to her younger daughter. And we took her phone away in November, and you may never get your phone back.
Why?
The younger daughter just responds, yeah, probably not. If I was to go back and redo anything
hell?
in parenting, this is Ruby telling her viewers, it would be to not give the kids a phone. On both sides of her, these are teenagers. They just look like they're forced to be here. And now Ruby is taunting them like, you're never going to get your phone back. It's just all sorts of weird. But the saddest part is, in the background, you can hear Chad saying,
And now I have no friends.
You can play with friends.
No, like I don't have friends.
I don't have friends either. I don't even know where they live. They're pretty far away.
So, summer goal, become the best athlete I possibly can.
How do you feel about not having any friends?
Stop asking me these questions. See, this would piss me off. Like this is probably why my mom sent me to that rite to passage thing. Because why are you asking me this? Like you're actually taunting me. Like I'm not gonna hold you. Like I have a lot of respect for parents, But like it gets to a point because I already know she's going. The thing about it, I know she's evil. So it's like I don't feel bad of talking like this right now. So I'll use that as my get out of jail free card. Why the fuck are you taunting this boy?
Sucks, but I don't feel safe or accepted in any friend groups.
Oh my gosh, this is so
That's
sad.
really vulnerable of you to say that on camera because you don't have to film that.
No, it's true though,
And then she just skips over Chad's feelings and says, what I have seen as a parent, when you decide to take things away, you really do want your kids to have these things. And it's been so difficult to take a phone away, to take a bedroom away, to take iPads away, to take access away. It hurts
so
me
difficult.
as much as it hurts my kids. Like feeling bad, like I feel bad, which Chad calls her out on that.
Yeah, like what?
So then what do you mean you have no intention of giving our
Yeah,
phones
like
back?
what?
I mean, it doesn't seem like you feel that bad about it then. And she just excuses her behavior. In this 18-minute vlog, 3 of her 6 kids express to Ruby Franke that they feel sad and upset because they have no friends.
Bro,
And I don't know,
what?
maybe I have too much religious trauma, but this reminds me of the Sunday school teachers that force you to open up about something you're insecure about, and then they tell you, thanks for being so vulnerable, and then turn around and condemn you to the deepest, darkest pits of hell. And then you're like, oh, what was that for?
I understand that. I get that. That's crazy. That is crazy. Like genuinely, I don't want anybody to go through this, but like, imagine your mom, like you're trying to be vulnerable, and your mom says, "I don't have any intention on giving your phone back. You can have friends, but you're not gonna contact them. No." And your back hurts? Well, guess what? If you sleep on the couch, you're going into the wilderness. Like, what the fuck is going on here? This is
Why
crazy.
did I even say anything? Interestingly enough, Ruby sees nothing wrong with this whole situation to the point where
What is
she's
wrong with
willing to
her?
post it online. Even her editor, which has probably seen some insane things come from this woman, they think this is going to be the highlight of the entire vlog. They can kind of edit around this bed conversation
Hey,
and
bro,
highlight
what?
it as the focal point. Teenage son doesn't have a bedroom for 7 months. Ruby uploads the final video, makes it live, and all hell breaks loose. The comments
Good.
are coming in full speed. I feel so bad for the kid. She is crazy. Her parenting is horrible. These parents are insane. Imagine insisting that your kids under 10 manage their electronics independently while you yourself literally can't put your phone away to stop filming, even when your children are completely, clearly uncomfortable being filmed and hide from the camera.
Bro, that's what hey man, listen, I'm not really somebody that wants to tell people how to parent, but I feel like this is warranted. There are some times where this is warranted. You are crazy, lady.
8 passengers? More like 6 prisoners.
6
You've got to be
prisoners.
kidding me. Ruby Franke is a disgusting mother. I hope you die in your sleep.
Okay, well maybe in the in this first instance, if this is the first instance, this is kind of crazy. Only reason why I'm saying this is cool is because it's in hindsight. That is probably something that is very insane to say. But no, fuck her, because she is playing with them damn kids. Stop playing with your fucking kids, bro.
These are the comments. Hi, I just wanted to tell you that I hope you rot in hell.
Oh.
You're a disgrace to the LDS community. You should be excommunicated. You're a godless woman.
Bro, I thought
And with these comments and with this video, everything starts tanking. I mean, they say the descent into hell is gradual.
Oh,
This
shit.
feels like a broken elevator just dropping to the ground full speed.
Damn.
And the only person inside is Ruby Franke. This channel goes from making $1,600 a day in just ad revenue. That's
$1,600 a day? Nigga, what? Times a year? She making half a ticket. She making $584,000 a year. If she's actually making 16, was this before the adpocalypse?
not including brand partnerships.
Oh my
That's just people
gosh.
clicking on her videos. She's making close to $600,000 a year on this YouTube channel.
Ah.
Their daily views drop by more than 50%.
Ooh.
And the bulk of their earnings, they come from brand partnerships, which she's pulling deals with like Clorox, Narwhal, Ruggable. This is like wholesome family
What?
vlog branding. None of them want to be associated with a mom who spends all of her energy scheming up cruel and unusual punishments for her kids.
Like, imagine getting a ruggable brand deal and your kids can't even lay or step on that rug. That is crazy.
So
that is
seeing
sick.
as their business is going down, Ruby and Kevin take probably the most ill-advised action that they could in this situation, which is allegedly mass delivering a bunch of cease and desist letters to creators that were talking about their parenting, like commentary channels.
This nigga look like Lex Luthor.
Listen, I don't know. Cease and desist, they just light a big fire under my butt. I get so excited.
I bet you do.
Like, why do you want me to shut up? What did I say? But the worst response that Ruby has in this situation is she makes this full-length Instagram post about everything happening in 2020 with Black Lives Matter, the senseless murder of George Floyd. And
Oh yeah, I you bet say something. Say some dumb shit. Please do it. Do it, please. It's gonna make me even more happy to kick your fucking back in. Come on, please.
she tells the world, this is without even apologizing or even addressing the bed
I'm
situation.
foaming
with
at
her
the
son,
mouth
Chad.
right now.
She, a white woman who relates, she says she relates to George Floyd's hardships.
All right. Something that I would have assumed she would say. It's nothing that like I should just like get horny off of thinking of just like thinking of the mean things I could say. It's still some bullshit though, you know.
Her condensed Instagram post reads, "My heart hurts for the murder of George Floyd. My heart hurts for being accused of abuse when my motives have always been love and real abuse actually occurs on a daily basis throughout the world." The bad part is, as much as everyone wants Ruby to feel the deepest depths of internet cancellation, technically it still impacts the entire family. Sherry, the eldest daughter, the author of the book, she says, "I think our numbers were like consistently declining and any engagement that we did have was negative." So before this, they had their fair share of haters that would nitpick, "Oh, I don't think Kevin's interested in Ruby anymore. Oh, I think this kid is a brat. I think she spoils her kids." They would have these
regular
little hate
shit, right?
comments here and there, but
Word.
it was generally seen as a positive family vlog channel. And now it's just
off
like
of
the
that?
floodgates to hell have opened.
That's actually insane. Off of that one video, that is wow. Holy shit.
Chad says, "We're basically canceled. Our views just like tanked. We lost like 90% of our income."
Damn.
And a lot of netizens say they
like the
saw this
Ace
whole
family.
thing coming. They comment,
Really?
"I liked Ruby, but it was getting obvious that she's obsessed with making her YouTube channel work. The giveaways, the acting silly when she's never acted that way before." Other commenters are flooding her channel. "I get major narcissistic mother vibes from Ruby. She favors kids, controls food portions, what they can wear. She looks perfect on the outside, but I get major creepy vibes from her. Major unhappiness inside their home." Another one is diagnosing through the screen, which kind of problematic, but also maybe they're not wrong. I don't know. You tell me. Ruby gives me parenting traits that are similar to the Queen character profile for narcissistic personality disorder.
I really don't like people like throwing around the narcissist word because that shit has been used so much. It's been used so much. Like that shit literally bro, oh my gosh.
She's obsessed with attention. She loves the compliments about her looks. She loves hearing people say she's a great mother. She loves hearing people say she's a great wife, but she seems so freaking fake. I can't stand it. Ruby does not self-reflect. She decides everybody is wrong.
What?
This is cancel culture. They're trying to harm her and her reputation.
Either burn in hell,
Bro,
as
put that fucking megaphone down.
I've told, or disappear off the face of the earth, and I'm
Girl,
not going
what?
anywhere.
She brings up to the world. She starts doing these little interviews and she tells everybody Chad has his room back. And I
Show it.
posted him doing like a room tour a few weeks ago and look how happy he is.
Nah, fuck
Which,
you.
by the way, people start flocking to that video of him redecorating his room because he just got it back, but we didn't know that at the time. And it's under a new level of scrutiny. And they realize that his bedroom door is doorless. Like, there's no door. The door has been taken off the hinges.
Bro, they don't pay attention to no details, huh? Like she be controlling these kids, but she really don't give like too much of a fuck about the presentation because obviously we're gonna see a door with no fucking door hinge on it. Like what is wrong with her? Like genuinely, what is wrong with her? Like she just can't see this. She can't like think ahead or anything. She just posts this and then just like it's like you get the reaction and then you just nah, y'all wrong. Nah, y'all wrong as hell.
Providing
Like, what?
zero privacy, which just adds an entire canister of gasoline to the fire. The Frankies respond by saying Chad chose the beanbag when he didn't have a bedroom for 7 months because he said it was the most comfortable. Not a great start to addressing the situation, but they continue. He also removed the door to his bedroom in an effort to be transparent and help regain his parents' trust.
That's crazy.
You know what's something that would something that would regain the trust of your parent? When your parent knocks on a damn door, or when you knock on the door, your kid will be like, "Yes, I'll open the door for you." Like it's just basic respect. You don't have to take the fucking door off the like what? Because you.
Unless Chad was caught with a Breaking Bad level meth lab in his room, which he obviously wasn't, how desperate do you have to be to try and earn your parents' trust to be this extreme? And I say that with all disrespect towards the Frankie parents and sympathy for Chad. Ruby continues, the reason that we got canceled was because I was demonstrating, as I have done from day one, what a responsible mother looks like.
No, the reason why you got canceled is because you're a fucking idiot.
What is the motive for the hate being thrown at me? I'm the antidote to these kids acting
You're the
out, and they know it.
Antichrist. No. Antidote? What the fuck? No. What do you mean antidote? These kids came from you? What is going on?
Understandably, everything that they're saying
Like,
only
what?
makes the situation worse and worse. And it makes Ruby and Kevin look like even worse parents than the initial video, if you can even believe it. When this inevitably backfires, Ruby just stays glued to her computer, deleting negative comment after negative comment after negative comment. Kevin admits, yeah, Ruby likely started the entire family YouTube channel for money, yes, but also because, like I said, she just wants to be praised for being a great mom. He says, and when she sets her mind to something, hell and earth combined could not stop her. And she was going to make her vlog bigger and better than everybody else's. The success is actually not very immediate. In fact, Ruby's siblings, they all have their own family YouTube channels.
Really?
I didn't even know they were all related. I didn't even know they existed, to be honest.
What you mean?
But before marrying Kevin and becoming Ruby Frankie, Ruby was Ruby Griffith. She's got 4 younger siblings. She's the oldest. And there's her brother, Beau. He and his wife, Emily, have a vlog channel. They're not the famous ones in the family, I guess you could say, but they have a vlog channel.
Okay.
And then there's Bonnie. She's married with 4 kids and vlogs pretty much every single aspect of her entire life. And then after Bonnie, in birth order, is Julie, who has 5 kids and a YouTube channel.
All right. This picture did not do Julie no justice. Can't even see her for real.
And then Ellie is the youngest, and she has 4 kids, and they're actually one of the more successful ones.
Really?
At their height, 8 Passengers was the most successful out of all the Griffith family members.
Okay.
And then it was Ellie and Jared. Ruby's parents have a channel called Grandma and Grandpa Griffith.
That's cute.
So all of them.
How many followers does Ruby Frankie's channel have?
2.6 at her height.
And then the
Ellie and Jared had, I think, close to 2, but they had their birth video. So I think Ellie struggled with IVF and she finally was able to give birth. That
Hey.
birth video had like 15 million views.
Tough.
wow.
Okay.
So, I mean, they do get views. And initially, Ruby was not the one doing the best on YouTube. That is, until they upload their very first viral video, very straightforwardly titled, Baby Climbs Out of Crib.
What?
And then they just start blowing up. It's on camera 24/7. Kevin Frankie is a professor at BYU,
Oh.
and Ruby is a stay-at-home wife, and now she's vlogging now.
Devil
Kevin
in the
says,
family.
Whenever I came in through that door, wherever Ruby was, the camera was.
No. Yeah, I couldn't do it. I'm sorry. No. Bro, I'm sorry. No, nigga, put the fucking camera down. Put the camera down. Like, bro.
He remembers in the beginning, she would
God,
force
he's
him
bald.
to vlog, and she would say into the camera, you guys are always asking us, can we hear your kids play more? Can you please sing more Christmas carols? We'd love to see your family play some Christmas music. And
He looking like, bro, leave me alone.
she just smiling at the camera, waiting for Kevin to say something. And she's smiling, but kind of like a teacher that's telling you for the 10th time that you should not stick that eraser up your nose. And she finally angrily turns to him. I'm waiting for to share a conversation with you. I'm listening to you talk. I'm sorry. I like to hear Ruby talk. I'm cutting all of this out. Help me out here. She keeps huffing and puffing.
This is weird.
Finally, he tries to say, I don't know where you want me to come in. Okay, start over again. I'll help. Here.
Damn.
I'll pick it up. Okay, Ruby? Ready?
Damn, this is all... And she left all this shit in? Ooh, my goodness.
So one of the traditions that we do in this family, and she's just so intense, not just about capturing all the moments, but making them absolutely perfect, even if it's fake. Nevertheless, in the beginning, it's kind of cute and fun. Everybody's having a good time. All the kids are having a good time. They're making some YouTube money. They're buying a new van. They're getting a bigger house. And they would be on the highway in their billboard of a car. It's got the 8 passengers bumper sticker. It's like a truck, honestly. It's like a bus. And you gotta fit 8 of them.
Even the license plate had 8 passengers. Okay.
People would drive up on the side of the highway and start waving and freaking out because they're like, I watch you on YouTube. One comment reads, I think this family is refreshing. I enjoy it when Ruby tells stories, and I think Kevin is really attractive.
Ooh.
Someone else comments, Kevin is an intelligent, mature, and masculine vlogger. I find him very attractive, which is exactly what I would write if I were Kevin. But I digress. Kevin would say, it's all Ruby, you know? People loved Ruby's personality, and it attracted an audience quickly, which... I mean, I guess it's fine. It's all fun and games until $85 hits the bank account.
$85?
Something flips a switch in that moment. Kevin says, shortly after the first paycheck landed in our account, it was like $85. It felt amazing. And that first paycheck flipped me 180 degrees, and I wanted more. The 8 Passengers LLC was born.
Bro, this is crazy. I'm not gonna lie. What the fuck? Like, yo, $85 turned you out like that? Damn, y'all really was doing it for the money, huh? Fuck just have fuck people telling you being a good mom. You just want the damn money.
What Kevin said that?
Or that's
he said,
Kevin.
I got $85 and that I was ready to go all in.
I guess he thought this was like some
Okay, we're
little
not talking
hobby
about
his
Ruby.
wife was doing, and then he was like, $85?
Okay. So like you can actually make money.
Yeah.
It's not a scam.
So
Not a
then
scam.
he made 8 Passengers LLC. Sherry, the eldest daughter, the author of the book, writes, the kids were all employees. That is how we were referred to. Employees.
Nigga.
From then on, if they were ever to go on a family trip to vlog, they would want the kids to act like employees rather than, oh, we're just going on a family trip because now we can afford it and we're just gonna vlog here and there.
Nah, it's a work trip. Yeah. What's it called? Team building. We team building. You team building with your fucking kids, you fucking psycho.
So that people can stay in the know. Kevin says, all of a sudden, it wasn't just enough to interact with Ruby. I had to interact with the camera.
Oh, gosh.
Which maybe someone would feel sympathy for him, but he would also, in the same vein, turn around and yell at his kids.
Oh.
Kevin would start scolding them. Well, Chad is acting horrible today. The whole purpose that we're here is because of our jobs, and you guys are acting like this is stupid.
Your kids.
Basically saying, ready, set, action, like
Come
get
on,
it together.
Dad, come on, talk.
Kevin would later say, the kids started to complain about everything, like, I'm bored.
They're
We don't
kids.
want to film. We're so tired of doing this. It really began to concern Ruby. She would describe it as they were losing their light. Losing their light is a wild thing to
Losing
say.
their light?
Ruby is both not self-aware and dramatic.
And she's scurrying around and shit. Like this gonna piss me off. We only on episode 1.
Kevin, which don't get me started on Kevin. There's a lot of thoughts about this man that we will get to in part 3. But Kevin says Ruby would constantly remind him, Kevin, the camera is millions of people watching us. She really just wanted Kevin to be the perfect husband. That's how it's described. He says, she wanted me to be the even-keeled but strong patriarch of the family, but I wasn't. I was a nerd through and through.
What does that mean?
Which is...
Ooh. I'm
Just kind of simply a pick-me thing to say.
a nerd through and through. What does that mean? What does that mean?
But when asked, did you exploit the situation? Did you exploit the kids? Kevin responds in the new Hulu documentary.
What'd you say?
Absolutely, I did.
Oh.
All of that money, all of that payment came from one reason and one reason only: my kids. And we started watching the paychecks go from like $2,000 a month to $8,000 a month to $20,000 a month. And at our peak, $100,000 or more per month. When further questioned on whether or not he felt bad about it, Kevin just responds, not at the time. I was raised with the idea of the cosmic vending machine.
That's a big word for Elmo. What the fuck is that?
It's this idea that I can bargain with or do business with God.
Who told you that?
We believed that we were sharing goodness, Christianity with the whole world, and in return, God was blessing us. Sherry, the author of the book, and she's been very outspoken against family vloggers. She says our entire schedule revolved around YouTube, and I think that's where I started to have some issues.
Did they go to school?
We always had to keep the house clean. We changed our lights from this warm shade to just like a bright fluorescent white. It felt more like a set than a house.
Ew.
All for $85. And that's just the beginning. This is gonna spiral into like millions and millions of dollars.
The shit that's throwing me off is like, bro, you got 8 kids or 8 passengers, and from what I remember, they did not give the kids the money at all. Like y'all didn't put in no trust fund, no nothing. You ain't give them like buy them a car when they grew up. Like y'all just hoarded all the money. Like,
and then
what?
they're gonna hit 1 million subscribers. Even for that, Ruby is sitting in her car crying. She's in the driver's seat. The car's parked. She's tearfully telling the camera, "It is so fitting to hit 1 million while I'm like trying to squeeze in all these little things that I'm gonna do to serve my family." Like, my big thing has always been that mothers are powerful, and it's not just the big things that the mothers do that make them powerful. Power comes in the little things. So thank you. But a lot of our viewers started feeling like the more Ruby grows, the less we like her. One comment reads, "I like the way Ruby acted towards the kids in her older vlogs. It came across very honest, and I felt like I was watching a real mom. And now she seems like she's afraid to show her disciplining them and uses this weird baby talk." Oof. Which, side note, the baby talk is wild.
Can you not show the baby talk, please? I really don't like baby talk.
Every little thing that her kids would do, she would go, "Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh."
The fuck?
Oh, it just did not feel genuine. Not that those words or phrases can't be genuine. It just didn't feel natural.
You know, this is not a similarity, but it is kind of like a similarity in terms of like how people. Well, I'm assuming this was before the bed incident. Like how people are like viewing Kai Cenat now. Like, do y'all see how they're like talking about him now? Like everybody loved Kai before, but now they're saying like he got like an emotional stylist. He's faking stuff, and it's like, yo, this is actually kind of crazy. Like it's crazy. I don't watch his streams anymore, or I catch it sometimes, but it's like I'm just thinking of like the public's view towards creators when they get like, I guess, bigger, and there's like a change in, I guess, content. That's pretty much it. It could just be a misnomer, but I just wanted to think about that.
Mm-hmm. Some are even comparing Ruby with her sisters, writing, "I think Ruby really tries to be like Bonnie, her younger sister. Her personality was never as bubbly before. This, hi guys, oh my gosh, I can't wait, seems really fake now to me." And I want to add that I do think that Bonnie's true personality is bubbly, but not Ruby's. Seems forced. That's a comment.
Interesting.
Others thought Ruby's clearly pretending to be a great mom to make money as a family vlogger. You could just tell.
Uh-oh. My shit died. My battery was exhausted. No.
She hates being a mom. They comment, "Ruby strikes me as the type of person who craves intellectual stimulation. With Kevin traveling so much, I think she gets restless."
Really?
I get the impression that she struggles with being a stay-at-home mom much more than her sisters. She strikes me as someone who would have been very career-driven if circumstances were different. I mean, that's not to say that I don't think that she loves being home with the kids. I'm just saying. Some
That's
would
an
just say,
interesting
I like
observation.
the vlogs, I like the family. But it's kind of weird watching it because the mom seems like she's just one little huff, one little wind, one little blowing out the birthday candle wind push away from just having a full-blown mental breakdown. She always seems like she's about to lose her mind.
It's always interesting seeing people try to, like, I guess, explain someone's psychiatricness, and like you may not even know who that person is. But like the times when some of these people are right, it's like, hey man, hey.
Like super tense?
Yeah.
That's
Ruby
interesting.
Franke has always been kind of a doomsday prepper. There's vlogs of her showing off her massive freeze-dried food stash. Are you guys ready to be a food prepper with me?
Oh gosh.
Emergency prepper. Are you guys ready to be an emergency prepper with me?
Wait, what was that?
She's like redoing it for the vlog.
And not editing it out.
And then she posted that? Or?
No, these are in
Oh.
unedited clips that were handed over to the Hulu documentary. I believe the family consented to about 1,000 hours of footage.
1,000 hours.
Wow.
Fuck.
Okay.
Yeah, so Ruby Franke, she is preparing for doomsday, but nothing is preparing her for the doomsday that is her entire online career just going up in flames. People are pulling up old vlogs. They're like, no, not only did she take away her son's bed. There's a vlog clip of Ruby standing in line at Chick-fil-A, and she says, this is us waiting in line to eat at Chick-fil-A. Because we're supporting marriage between man and woman. And here's the end of the line. And she shows a very long line.
Okay.
We support Chick-fil-A. Woohoo!
Okay. What?
One comment reads, disgusting. She was saying that was fun. It's fun fighting against people's liberties when it doesn't affect you. So this was during a boycott.
Oh.
The family hit a new low and they can't do anything to redeem themselves in my eyes. Wow. Eating at Chick-fil-A because marriage should be between a man and a woman. Go screw yourself,
Shit. I just got that. Oh my gosh.
Ruby.
She's
Other
tone deaf
comments
as
read,
fuck.
they're standing in line to support marriage between a man and a woman. Has that ever been threatened in any way ever? No, they're standing in line
Damn,
to
I'm so sorry. I did not catch that. What the fuck?
hate. Pure and simple as that.
That's crazy.
There's another deleted clip that has been deleted and launched into space to be forgotten, but Kevin had gone on this business trip to Japan.
Okay.
Ruby says in the vlog that he lost so much weight in Japan because all he was offered to eat were raw dogs and horse. To which Kevin even comes home and says that
Why can't we just sprinkle in a little racism? Why not? Why not? Oh my god.
he's so happy to be home because the food is not raw anymore. Japanese cuisine has plenty of cooked dishes.
Exactly.
If an adult is too dense to seek those out when they're hungry, I think that's more of a reflection of their survival skills or lack thereof, or just common sense. But one comment reads, he has eaten that crap food Ruby makes for so long that when he's offered real proper food, he does not even realize it. So at this point, all of these old vlogs are getting dug up. People are just jumping on to all of look at this, what I found. Look at this timestamp. And Kevin says enough. He says about the sudden hate, which I don't even know if I can call it hate if it's genuine concern for Chad's well-being and just outrage at the parents' actions. But Kevin claims the hate is pushed by the algorithm. He says, quote, all of a sudden the algorithm began to recognize, oh, this is a hot topic. So everyone scrambles. Ruby takes the video down, but I think that she was unprepared for
The internet? That's been the internet since the internet started. Since we all got on the internet to start chatting and shit like that. Like that's been a thing. It's literally have been a thing. Like, what are we talking about?
what was the torrent of pure hatred that came through the door. Ruby was devastated. You have to remember, Ruby was America's mom. And then for her to be viewed as this abusive monster, it haunted her. We saw it at
So why not so everybody seeing you as the devil haunted you, but not your kids trying to express to you, hey mom, I am dying on the inside. That didn't register to you, right? Word.
as an innocent religious family that's being attacked unjustly by cancel culture, and cancel culture is winning.
So this is like you're saying after 2020, like the whole
Yes.
saga begins
Oh yeah.
That's what's happening right now.
And then from 2020, it just starts spiraling, like more vlog footage.
shit.
She makes new vlogs that are controversial. Old vlog footage starts going viral, and she just becomes like a major topic of commentary channels. But it hasn't really entered into, at this point, there were calls to CPS, but it hadn't entered into this huge territory of, wait, this feels like a genuine investigation.
Okay, so, I'd say there's always like a little thing that happens on the internet when a topic comes up. I've been looking at this stuff since like I was a kid, and there's always a pattern. Once commentary channels are on your ass, that's when you're going to feel the burn. I don't know too many commentary channels nowadays, but one person I could say, like, if Jay Aubrey makes a video about what's going on, that means it's gonna do something. When you see that thumbnail, or when you see what would happen when Logan Paul did like that rug pull or wherever the heck happened, CoffeeZilla, it's like when there's when the commentary channels start talking about your shit, that's when you are going to feel the wave of the internet in its purest form. So, yeah.
The authorities need to do.
Yeah.
At least not yet.
Shit, you got Stephanie. when Stephanie does your story and your shit is in 3 to 4 parts, that's when you have I thought it was going to be understood with Stephanie, but I just need to say that. Yeah, you're cooked, buddy. You're cooked.
Yet. So by this point, Kevin says, Ruby was effectively America's mom. She would confide to me that she was meant to be some sort of instrument in the hand of God.
Why is she always dressed like the president's first lady or something, or like the president?
She was meant for
Dressing
something
like
bigger than herself.
Hillary Clinton.
I mean, I don't know.
Why is she wearing all yellow? What?
Really entered into, at this point, there were calls to CPS.
Like
But
what?
it hadn't entered into this huge
Why is she dressing like
territory
that?
of, wait, this feels like a genuine investigation that the authorities need to do.
Oh, look at the
At least
yellow
not
fit.
yet. So by this point, Kevin says, Ruby was effectively America's mom. She would confide to me.
Like, what the hell? Why is she wearing that? Oh, maybe I'm not a fashionista, so I don't like.
She was meant to be some sort of instrument in the hand of God. She was meant for something bigger than herself. I mean, I don't know. The comments are still rolling in, and nobody is fond of America's mom. People start
Nobody's fond of America.
speculating on even Ruby's marriage with Kevin. Does anybody else get the impression lately that Kevin has kind of checked out? I always get the feeling that he would rather be at work. He seems like he loves his kids, but is just going through the motions of his marriage. Another comment reads, when Ruby was making quesadillas in a vlog, Kevin was eating tortilla chips and she was trying to express a romanticized favorite situation of hers. Him being there watching her cook a meal for the family, I don't know, he's just so cold and unresponsible. Not in like an intentionally mean way. It was just kind of funny and sad, mostly sad. Another spectator says, as much as I find Kevin to be smart and sexy, I am repulsed by cheaters. And if there is one YouTube couple where I suspect someone is cheating, it's Kevin. He appears to love his kids.
Why is this photo, bro? What the fuck? What is this? Like he about to start talking about a memoir of some bullshit.
But he just seems so checked out of his marriage. Kevin does tell Insider that after this whole bed saga, the vlog of Chad sharing that he doesn't have a bed, that all of this was, quote, a moment of vulnerability and a part of Chad's story of redemption that showed his victory over the challenges that he's faced over the last several years. He's saying this was supposed to be an uplifting moment that the internet twisted as abuse. Which is like a crazy way to try and romanticize it. There's a very controversial book called Visions of Glory. There's a lot of religious fanatics and extremists who believe in it. To put it simply, it is a book talking about how the world is going to end. And we all need to be ready. Doomsday is a-coming. According to the book, this is how we're going to know. Biological warfare will start. A devastating plague, disease. It's going to be secretly engineered as a bioweapon, and it's going to come in and just kill billions of people on a global scale. The U.S. drinking water is going to be almost fully contaminated, making it absolutely, utterly undrinkable unless you want to grow a fifth arm.
First things first, I'd like to say nobody knows the end. Nobody knows when like the world's gonna end. It literally says that in the Bible. And like all this fear mongering shit, it's like, bro. Like I'm not even gonna hold you, cause like there are people who don't. Sorry, Stephanie.
But of course,
there are people.
the government.
There are people who like, bro. We already know what's probably gonna happen. Stop scaring all these people. Like we have so much information about what's happening. Can we please just be prepared and have fun? Can we stop scaring everybody, please? Like real shit. Like, come on, dog.
The government is never going to tell you that. They're never going to warn you of that. This is what's going to happen.
And I think they do warn us with all these fucking, all these movies and shit. It's like a mini warning. That's enough, honestly. I'm not gonna lie. These shows like Paradise and what was it, 0 Day? Those are enough. Okay, those are enough. Me playing Call of Duty back in middle school told me some shit coming. All right, because what the fuck?
And then in 2020, everybody who is a fan of this book starts flipping out. This book has a lot of people just hiding in their bunker, going full on food preparations mode.
And the thing about that be killing me is like they said there was this one person or a conglomerate of people that said the world was going to end in May of 2011. And I remember where I was when that day was supposed to happen. Nothing happened. Like I woke up the next day and I was in like Delaware for some reason. I forgot why. And then they also said when the movie 2012 was coming out, they said the world was going like, nigga, you don't know what's gonna happen until them trumpets come, or you just don't know, bro. Like, just oh my gosh, please, just be a good person. Fuck. Take care of your people you love.
That there's gonna be a plague. They think COVID. The book also states that there will be massive economic collapse before doomsday. Banks will shut down, factories will close, and global businesses will cease to operate. Which a lot of countries and businesses did abide by lockdown rules and laws in 2020. So now, a lot of people who read this book are thinking we're getting on 2 for 2, right? The third thing is the book states that there will be a massive earthquake that's going to destroy much of the West Coast in the US. Now, side note, this book is quite controversial amongst those of the LDS faith, with most being upset that the book has not been condemned by the church yet. If you're part of the LDS faith, you're probably going to come across this book. Mm-hmm. And because it's not condemned by the church, you might
Wait, what's the LD?
I read it thinking it's supported by the church and these are messages of the LDS faith, but it's just very extreme. And a lot of other cult leaders and convicted killers have read this book allegedly and really loved.
Oh, I thought so. I okay. That yeah, I was about to say. I thought so. Okay, there we go.
Like Chad Daybell and Lori Vallow. A small select group of people believe every single word in this book as if this is a future-telling machine on a piece of paper.
Really?
So with that being said, the book states that a massive earthquake will destroy the West Coast. In 2020, Salt Lake City, the headquarters of the LDS Church, if you will, had a 5.7 magnitude earthquake.
Oh, wow.
Now, there's COVID. Kevin, Ruby's husband, says, it's 2020. Everyone's dying from COVID. There's an earthquake in Salt Lake City, and the protest, it just felt like the world was ending.
I'm gonna be honest. Nigga, 2020, that...
He says he actually got excited.
Question, did y'all think like the world like actually changed after 2020? Like I kind of have that feeling, like literally it just feels different now. It feels so different now. And I don't know how to pinpoint it. It just feels really different. In like in every sense of like everything. Like do y'all feel that? Like do y'all feel like a change? And I'm not talking about like the change of like how time is moving fast as shit. But that's a big change. But it's just like the energy of people. It's like I genuinely think people got meaner now. Like people got meaner. I don't know how that's possible. But it's just, I don't know.
Because it felt like the second coming. Kevin says everybody else was going to burn, but we felt like we were on the right side of it. which, I mean, I guess if you do some mental gymnastics, right? But other doomsday extremists say there's actually a missing element that's not in this book. An electromagnetic pulse is going to wipe out all of electricity. There's going to be a huge, massive shutdown of technology, and it's going to happen gradually. Which maybe to Ruby, that's what this feels like. A full-blown attack on the internet. Her entire life is collapsing in like a few months. Netizens are still going through back catalogs of vlogs, downloading, watching, and timestamping every single strange thing that she's done, making a list to call CPS about. Ruby claims that the—
Wait, no, Stephanie, hold on for a second. You mean to tell me all this stuff is happening that they said in that book, and the one key piece of that the internet is going to shut down is the backlash she's getting because she's abusing her child? Hearing this story, it really makes me more confident in myself that I am not a crazy person.
there were like 1,000 calls made to CPS because of her. If you go to school and you say, teacher, my dog ate my homework, nobody's going to believe you. But this is probably worse. My mom threw my homework away and told me that I would have to pay cash to get my homework back, but I couldn't pay her cash to get my homework back because I don't have money.
I wouldn't have
In one
believed it,
vlog,
but oh my
Ruby
gosh.
and Kevin are sitting at the dinner table with all 6 kids. Ruby pulls out a big trash bag, and it looks like it's filled with binders and journals. Chad tries to grab for it, saying, "That's my homework." Ruby waits for every single kid to be quiet and states,
You have something in the bag that you would like out. You can pay cash for it. So you learn the value of your items.
The value is that I'm not going to fail school. What is wrong with her? No, like seriously, what the fuck is her problem? Like, this is making me mad. Cause these parenting things that she's doing, they suck. Did she just read this on Google or something? Like, who thinks? I know parents get creative with punishments and everything, but what the fuck is this? What is this? What is this?
Or you can give what? Dad, I'll let you take the conversation from here.
And also, he here for this shit. Like, bro, I don't know, cause like this shit not happening in my household, bro. We're not abusing our kids, and I'm not going along with this. I don't give a fuck how much money I make off of doing this. This is nasty. And I'm doing this off of homework. And y'all know I don't really like school like that, but I'm doing this off of homework. This nigga's bald ass head is pissing me off.
she points the camera at Kevin. Kevin thinks about it.
You can do an equivalent value chore to get it back.
What's it?
And
this is my fucking homework. Don't look at me like that.
whatever isn't claimed by the end of the day
I'm like a bail bondsman.
goes in the garbage.
Ruby decides her kids need to pay her to do their homework so that they can learn the value of their items. It's also worth noting that that's just crazy.
Yeah,
Netizens
like
are
what?
Commenting, imagine showing this to your teacher. Another netizen points out something that's even more frustrating, which is, quote, Ruby actually used to make her kids pay her if they got bad grades. So this is especially insidious. So they have to pay her to do the homework, but if they don't do the homework, they're going to get bad grades, so they have to pay her anyway? And on top of that, she makes money by vlogging the entire thing? Another netizen writes, I wouldn't just tell my teacher what happened. If this video is posted, I'm showing them.
No, real shit. This was dead ass posted to the internet.
Day in my life videos are like a YouTube starter pack, which Ruby does share her family's schedule, and it's rigorous.
What?
Sherry, the eldest daughter, wakes up at 5:30 in the morning to practice the piano. At 6 a.m., the rest of the kids get up and they do scripture time. Immediately after, they all have to practice their own musical instruments, the violin, the flute, the harp. Everybody practice.
What
and
the
then
fuck?
it's chores. And then you get ready for school.
When do they eat?
To which one comment reads, I'm all for kids having chores and responsibilities, but that morning routine is ridiculous.
That shit
There
is
is no
sick.
need for a 7-year-old to be out of bed at 6 a.m., read scripture, practice the flute, sort and
what
fold,
the
put away
fuck?
the laundry of a family of 8 people, have breakfast, get ready for school, make lunch, make her bed, do 20 minutes of reading, and then go to school all day. Even typing that out, I'm so exhausted. And what does Ruby even do all day? All her chores are done before 8 a.m. by her own children. All she has to do is cook dinner. In one vlog clip, Ruby's little daughter, I would guesstimate she's maybe around 4 at this point. She's hopping down the stairs. So these are all the vlog clips that are coming out now. She's hopping down the stairs happily, but Ruby is shoving the vlog camera in her face, aggressively telling her, we are going to the movies, so go get on your shoes. Naturally, the first question someone has is,
What movie?
yeah,
What are they
what
about to
movie,
see?
right? But this is even stranger because
My first question is, why you putting that fucking camera in that baby face?
the aggressive manner in which Ruby is talking about the movie,
talking to her
the
like
message
that.
and the tone don't make sense. I would naturally feel like this is a setup. I feel like you're punishing. Like, why are you yelling at me if we're going to the movies?
Yeah, what?
So the little girl asks innocently, what is it?
What is it?
And Ruby's voice is so aggressive.
Does it even matter? If someone asked me if I wanted to go to a movie, I wouldn't ask, what is it? Run and get your shoes or you're going to not go.
This is
Oh, gosh.
the vlog that she posted. This is not from the unedited footage from the Hulu documentary. Ruby's thin lips are set in an even thinner line, and she just vlogs herself calling the babysitter in front of her kid to see if she can come and watch the little girl.
What?
Because the punishment for asking which movie they're seeing is to just not be able to go watch the movie at all.
Whoa.
I know this sounds a little bit dramatic, but the way that Ruby is doing this to her own child, who is very young, I think it feels emotionally terrorizing. And the whole
Yes.
time Ruby
What
is
the
on the phone with
fuck?
the babysitter, her daughter is just clinging to her leg, apologizing, and her voice is so small. She's like, sorry. Ruby gets off the phone, sets up the camera so that she can sit in front of it, and she's very disappointed because the babysitter is not available. She says, Kevin, I'm not taking her unless she comes and gives me a huge apology.
You come give me a hug and you come say you're sorry. No, again, where I can pay attention. It was not very thankful of you.
It's not very thankful.
I was excited and I told you to go get on your shoes and your jacket to see a movie.
What the fuck?
And you should say, okay, and be grateful. Instead of, well, what movie? Well, I don't know. Let me think about it. That's not very grateful, and I'm not going to
She's
take a girl
4.
who's not grateful.
She's
Can
4.
you show some more gratitude? Okay, give me a big hug.
To which the comments are just ripping into Ruby, rightfully so. A huge apology for what? If somebody asked me if I wanted to go to the movie, I would ask what it is. That would be the very first question I ask. To which another person writes, I think Ruby is obsessed with the feeling of empowerment and control that it gives her in the ability to manipulate her children's emotions based off of her own reactions.
gosh.
It's clear she's terrorizing her kids. I think it's a very natural and part of the development process for kids to just be so messy. I think they naturally make messes.
Yeah.
But when the youngest daughter ends up experimenting with nail polish and evidently spilling some nail polish on the bath mat, it's not even a big deal. There's not even that much nail polish, and it's on the bath mat. Ruby feels confused because the little girl decides she needs to hide for 30 minutes because she's that scared of her mom.
That's
Ruby
crazy.
is confused by that action, the
She's
hiding.
like, where is she? Where is she? Is she seriously hiding? Which I would just think that's alarming. Like, how does that not register in your mind? Hey, why are my kids hiding from me?
Yeah, what?
Instead, Ruby vlogs it. She's been missing for 30 minutes.
Been missing
I found her!
for 30 minutes.
They finally find her under the bed where
Bro,
Ruby,
this is
quote,
crazy.
I guess if you want to call it playfully, but not really playfully, pulls her by the leg and drags her out. I mean, it doesn't look physically painful. It's just visually a lot.
What the
She
fuck?
says, you're going to have to write, I'm dead now because you're in so much trouble. Ruby says the little girl is going to go straight to bed. She will not be joining the family who are all going to go outside for cookies.
Cookies?
I just don't understand that kind of parenting response. I think the appropriate response would be, hey, if you want to paint your nails next time, why don't you ask for help? She's just trying to paint her nails. It's not like she was trying to smear it on the walls, which even then it's like, why were you trying to do that? Let's talk about it.
Yeah, what?
The worst part is Ruby is vlogging herself cleaning the floors, and she says all of the discipline takes place off camera. But one of the consequences is she will not be getting her nails painted for a solid month. And that's like her favorite thing, which is to have me do her nails.
I bet these kids are afraid of cameras. Like, they got cameras in their nightmares, bro. Like, you know how, like, some people are, like, afraid of guns? Like the camera. Like, I can imagine Ruby with this fucking camera in her hand. And it's like, this is her weapon. Other than the other types of abuse. But I'm just, yo, this is sad.
Which I do think that sometimes kids teach themselves their own life lessons.
Yeah.
Like in this case, the little girl is asked to apologize on the vlog again to Ruby. And the way that she processes her emotions, despite Ruby's ass parenting, is quite mature for her age. But I just don't understand why she still needs punishment. It's very depressing. She's just explaining how she was very excited and then she hid because she got very scared because she made a mistake and she felt really bad. In another clip, the kids are told to stay home from school to keep the house clean. So she's just vlogging them, just wiping down every baseboard, every window.
What is
I
wrong
think
with
if I
her?
were to hire a team of full-time professional cleaners, I don't think that they would be that thorough.
My question is, I gotta be having a lot of questions this whole video. So does the school not like email them to say like, hey, why weren't your kids in school today? Why are your kids like? Why is this happening? Why is your kids not bringing in their homework? What's going on? Like, what is happening? It seems like they're always home, and just always just being tortured, bro.
It's just very bizarre. It's like she has 6 kids to have a full army of cleaning staff. But the second that they do anything that a kid normally does, such as leaving a pair of socks around, they're scolded so firmly on camera, likely stricter punishment happening off camera. Sometimes they would even be forced to do push-ups because they left their sock outside.
You get your socks picked up and don't you leave your stuff out anymore. Run and go pick them up. And then give me 10 push-ups. 1, 2, down further.
Barefoot.
So while Ruby is overly strict, she's not particularly attentive to her kids. She's vlogging in the kitchen when Chad, he's younger at this point. He's like 10, 11 in this clip. Ruby's talking about his football game, which Chad loves football. He's very good at football. He wants to earn a scholarship one day. This is how he wants to make a name for himself.
Okay.
This is very important to him. Ruby says, Dad's taking you to your game, right? Okay. Well, I don't think I'm going to go. Are you okay with that?
Why?
Chad looks really sad and he just shrugs. It's fine. You never come. Don't say that. Our viewers are going to think that I never come to your games.
She don't
Well,
do
that's
shit.
true. I go to your games. Yeah, 1. And last season you only came to like 2 games. You're ratting me out. You're making me look bad. Chad looks genuinely sad. He has his arms crossed on the kitchen island table and he's just staring off into space. He looks like he's trying not to cry, but Ruby still has the camera pointed in that direction. He's in the frame of the vlog.
This is sick.
And she just starts goofing around with her younger son next to Chad, not addressing how he feels, completely bulldozing his feelings. But also, do you have a job? Like, why can't you go to his game? Is that not your job? I don't understand. It's not like she's like, I have this important meeting and I need to go to put food on the table. I love you.
Like, she dead ass just was she at home just fucking twiddling her thumbs and making freezer burn food, freezer prepping and shit.
I'm sorry. Comments read, I felt so bad for Chad. Ruby didn't even seem to feel bad about missing his
She don't
games.
give a
What
fuck.
else does she do that's so important that makes her miss something that is obviously important to her son? Other netizens feel bad for Chad in other ways. They comment, I mean, her kids must think she's a lunatic. She's always making them wait in the back of the car for like 30 minutes as she goes on these little monologues by herself to the
fuck?
camera. They're just like
Quick question. Sorry, Steph.
in the back waiting patiently.
When we get into the part about what's that name? Kevin? Whatever the fuck his name is. Have y'all noticed like it's like sometimes there's some comments and it's like hinting at something. It's like hinting at something and like we just go on another like topic on this story. It just registered in my mind like those comments about him being so attractive and stuff like that and the cheating thing. I was like, wait, what?
And another valid point is Ruby always says that she's too busy all the time to support her kids, but she forces Sherry and Chad, the 2 eldest, to take care of the rest of the 4 kids while they're still children.
Wow.
Side note, Ruby will even vlog the fact that her 2 youngest haven't even showered in like a week, just truly showcasing her great parenting skills.
So not only are you torturing your kids, they stink.
And people are digging all of these up. Others have noticed in the timelines throughout the vlogs. Let's say she takes kid A to the dentist. And in this vlog, let's say it's November of 2023, the dentist is like, your kid has so many cavities. Like, we got to really watch out for the cavities. Tone it down on the sugar. Make sure you're flossing. Make sure you're brushing your teeth. Like, this isn't good. The next time they come to the dentist, now she's got 9 cavities.
Like even more?
Even more. And again, I get it. Like, kids will eat their snacks. They'll probably hide chocolates in their room, and then you don't find them until it's melted into the mattress. But still, it's up to you as a parent to make sure that they're doing these things so that they don't get more cavities. It feels like she doesn't care to support or help her children. It's one thing if you keep trying and trying and trying, and your child goes out of their way to keep getting cavities somehow, but that's not the case. It just feels like Ruby constantly gets upset that nobody is up to her standard, punishes them, but then gives her children 0 support or resources to get better so that they can meet her standard.
Imagine wanting to be the best mom ever and you are literally the worst mom ever.
So, for example, one of the younger daughters was failing math. It's like it's been mentioned multiple times in the vlogs. Ruby clearly knows that this daughter is failing math. Just like the cavities. She has no intention of helping or supporting her kids. She doesn't mention, I'm going to help you with your math homework. She doesn't mention, I'm going to get you a math tutor. Just nothing. She just keeps bringing it up and like, haha, she's failing math. On that daughter's birthday, she gets gifted the Maze Runner book series.
Okay.
She's so excited to read it. She's been asking for this set for I don't know how long, okay? She's been begging for these books. And Ruby is letting her soak in the excitement of this.
They have time to watch this?
She's vlogging every second of it. And then she turns the camera to herself and she's got this like twisted smile on her face. I hate to do this to you on your birthday, but your math teacher has been telling us that you've been missing work and that you read all the time. And you have an F in math.
Why would they be missing work, Ruby? Why would they be missing work, Ruby? Huh?
Side note, Kevin, the dad, who's also a professor at a local college, he's like in the back of the vlog and he seems shocked that his daughter is failing at math. Like, how do you not know what's going on in your kids' lives?
Really?
Yeah, he's like, what?
What does he teach?
Math.
Oh, geographical, like soil or something.
Ooh, he's a rock teacher. Nice. That's what's up. I know it's not what it is, but I don't like him or that mother, so.
What? Okay.
Yeah. Now, Ruby continues, you can't just read till you catch up with your math. It's like she waited to give her the present, watch her get so excited until she's like, I want to go upstairs and read this right now.
This is a different level of torture, bro. Like this is sick and twisted. Sick and twisted. Like how are you this evil? How are you this evil, son? How are you this fucking evil? This is crazy. Why would you do this to your children? Like, I'm not even gonna hold you, bro. Obviously, I'm not a parent, but stuff like this can, I don't know, like in my mind, the pipeline of this, like if this kept going and going and going and going and going and to the point of no return, one of them kids would have killed her. I'm not gonna hold you because this is crazy. This is like insane. Cause you know me, it's like, you know how I rock, and like I could be wrong, and I probably said something disgusting, and I apologize for if that like offends anyone. But like you can't do this to somebody for so long until they snap. Like you can't. Like you can't. And the husband's with this, and this is really pissing me the fuck off. Like This nigga is just letting this shit happen. Like, I don't get it. I don't get how does this get this bad, bro? I don't understand. I don't.
And then she's like, haha, joke's on you because you're failing math. You can't read it until you get your math grades up.
Oh, she took it away.
Yeah.
This is sick. This is sick.
Okay.
It's so bizarre. And I'm not here to judge anybody's parenting because I don't have children. So
Don't worry about it. We judging Ruby Franke's parenting.
I don't know what it's like to guide someone through academia. But I would imagine it would be better to be like, hey, maybe don't open it until we work on your math homework together. Yeah. But like, why go through this whole torturous process?
This is torture.
In another vlog, allegedly, I did not see this clip for myself, but one of Ruby's children, because this has been like deleted into the ether. One of Ruby's children has come up to Ruby to explain that she thought that there was a hole in the changing room that she went on to try on clothes.
Ooh.
Yeah, I found this comment in the depths of a snark forum from like 2016.
What?
But she said there's a hole in the changing room. But not only that, she just felt like something popped out and touched her. Maybe it was a bug.
Hey, bro. Yo, hey, bro.
Maybe it was a rat. Maybe it was nothing, but she was clearly freaked out. Ruby completely ignores her so that she can keep on vlogging. Just nothing. Doesn't care. She's overly strict. She has weird punishments. She's not attentive. And also, she borderlines dystopian. In another vlog moment, Ruby tells Chad that there's no texting at the dinner table.
No texting at the dinner table.
They force him to hand over his phone, which happens to be a flip phone. They gave him a flip phone. So Kevin, the father, starts reading out Chad's text messages to the girl out loud.
This nigga a bitch. What the fuck?
Not just for his family, which is already embarrassing enough.
For millions
but for
of
the entire
people.
vlog.
What the?
What is this? I really like you. Hold on.
I did not say that.
And this is, I'm assuming all of his friends are watching these vlogs.
Yeah,
Bro.
That's freaking
This is
sick.
fucked.
And again, this would be all fun and games between friends that are of age.
This nigga doing this shit while dipping a grilled cheese in some bullshit ass soup. Like, this is just everything about this just makes me so like, oh my gosh.
Age, and it's like, okay, you know, people do funny things on the internet. Hee hee ha ha. It's a great TikTok as long as everybody thinks it's fun. But the parent and son dynamic.
Yeah, and the son wasn't consenting to
no,
this.
he was embarrassed.
Yeah, it's like grabbing your freaking journal and just start reading your
diary.
Like,
like
that's
bro.
crazy.
It's very dystopian that they're mad at their son for texting at the dinner table whilst they, the parents, are vlogging.
Humiliating.
Yeah, vlogging and humiliating. But it gets worse because Chad has a flip phone, which I think hypocritical parents are the worst. Ruby is putting Chad's entire life on the internet from the moment that he wakes up to the moment that he goes to sleep, like 5 days a week. All of his personal information, his daily schedule, and even his thoughts, his text messages are up online. Technology and the internet are so integrated into Ruby and consequentially Chad's life.
Yeah.
Yet he gets a flip phone. Ruby even jokes in the vlog.
The only downside to giving your kids a flip phone is I swear I have to remember how to work it every time I go through it.
Fool, how does like you don't give a shit. You don't give a fuck about your kids. Like, where do you learn this type of parenting? Because I'm really having a hard time believing all of this shit was on the fly. Like, off the dome. Your parenting off the dome is nasty. This is nasty. Like, there's no, these two parents, they ain't got no type of good nurturing. Y'all making all this money, giving your kids a fucking flip phone. In the big 2020 whatever, you can literally get an iPhone. You can get an iPhone 5C. You can get an iPhone for like $100. You can get a relatively recent iPhone for about like $100, bro. A flip phone is like what, 45? Because that's like a prepaid, right? I don't know shit about like phones and stuff like that, or like the prices. Like, I don't know too much about the prices, but like I've seen this. Maybe give or take a few hundred, maybe give or take $50. You making all this money giving your kid a flip phone. Are you fucking kidding me? I don't. What is the lesson in this? Like, it's just like the little, like the little stuff that she's saying. Like, what? Why? What the fuck? Why?
Notably, it's also very strange that the kids' social media accounts are heavily monitored,
Oh,
or
Lord.
they're not allowed to have one. Meanwhile, Ruby posts every single part of their business on social media.
That's crazy.
She would even force Chad to smile for a thumbnail, which he clearly did not want to be a part of. And he tells her to her face,
Smile.
Fuck
Chad,
you.
look at me.
Fuck you.
Hate smiling at lenses.
Ooh.
Okay, let's go back.
Ooh.
Ruby does not care as long as she gets her shot. In another video, Ruby is sitting right next to Chad. She's reading from her phone. Oh, this next one's really good. I think this was a partnership she's doing. I think it's like connecting parents with teens. What? She says, the next one is really good. It says, do you think your teen's mental health is more important than school and grades?
Yes.
She turns to Chad, and Chad looks like he would rather be on the surface of Mars. He looks very disinterested, maybe also guarded, because he probably knows whatever she's going to say next is going to be really hurtful.
Yeah.
He just shrugs, and then she blows up. Chad, are you willing to help me out or not? You seem really distant. Ruby, perhaps a moment of self-reflection and just asking yourself the simple question of why am I treating my kids terribly? And maybe you wouldn't have to waste so much breath wondering and asking, why do my kids seem distant? Why won't they vlog with me? Fee, fi, fo, fum. Like, I don't understand. Get it together. Chad would later say, I purposely said the wrong lines. I purposely tried to make my mom as pissed as she possibly could be. I made things hard for her. I don't really know why. One of the more egregious clips, though, is from when Chad's friend's father, so Chad's friend's father, tragically self-exits.
Oh, no.
And I'm sure the news shocked the entire community, and Chad is just not doing well. Instead of Ruby spending time with Chad to make sure that he feels like he has support, to guide him through this very difficult time of grief with all of these complicated emotions, Ruby just keeps vlogging every single person in the house as they're just bursting into tears. She's filming herself crying, talking to her children about it. She never comforts Chad. She would even vlog him laying just despondent on the bed. And she says, and I don't know why, what compelled her to even say this. She says, in situations like this, if you haven't been kind, you can feel a lot of regret.
What the fuck are you talking about? What does that mean? Now I'm just about to have visceral reactions to anything she says. I don't want to see her face. I'm getting mad seeing her face. She's trying to be philosophical. What does that mean? What does that mean?
I don't know what she's insinuating.
I know she, cause we all know that she a little stupid when it comes to like being tone deaf and stuff like that. Like she, you know what I'm saying? I know she did not just try to insinuate that this man did this because he. Now, what would have happened if your son did that? How would you? She probably wouldn't even give a fuck. Like, oh my gosh.
If you haven't been kind, you can feel a lot of regret. So,
Bro,
is that
what?
implying that if she hasn't been kind to the deceased, she would feel guilt?
It sounds like she's saying that to Chad. And I just don't.
What?
Yeah, and I don't picture Chad being rude to his friend's dad.
Yeah,
I
what?
think it's probably the very natural feeling of, I wonder if I could have done something or said something, or maybe I could have noticed something.
Right.
But it was just bizarre.
There's like, I don't know. I'm probably preaching to the choir, but there is something genuinely like wrong with her. I don't know what it is. And this is probably something that's going to be studied. Like, I feel like this should be studied for future generations. Because this is like too far. And we haven't even gotten to the part where it goes so far, which is why I would like to finish this. But like, bro, this is disgusting. She is a why is she like this?
Humiliation also becomes a big part of the vlogs. Ruby is holding the cameras. She's standing in the bathroom and she says,
She has been asking all summer if she can shave her legs and armpits.
her daughter looks at her like she just betrayed her on camera. I never said that. I don't want to shave. You don't? No. Side note, it has been discussed on the vlogs before that this specific daughter has been getting bullied in school. And I don't know, maybe I'm reaching, maybe I'm connecting dots that don't exist, because I have a thing where I compulsively shaved my arms for years because I got made fun of for having hair on my arms when I was younger. And I wonder if in the hypothetical world, if she had been bullied for her body hair, her mother announcing it to the world that she has been asking and begging to shave it would only encourage the bullies.
I have a question. To all my ladies out there that watch me, like, do you have a connection to your mom? Sorry, that sounds stupid. Do you have like a certain type of special connection to your mom? Because like, not only did she birth you, it's like y'all are both women. Y'all have like this type of like bond to where like there are things that you don't do. There are things that you don't do. And if so, like, how would you feel about this? Obviously, like, I would like to know, how would you like genuinely feel about something like this? Because I really hate, well, hate is a strong word. I thoroughly despise bad moms. I thoroughly despise bad dads, but I grew up with my mom and my grandma, as y'all know, and it's like I was taught like they were good moms and grandma, like they were good. And like I think your mom's, like how your mom treats you is literally what you will become. Like genuinely. Because moms are so important. Moms are powerful as hell. Like moms are just these my mom is a fucking superhero. My grandma is a fucking superhero. They're both superwomen to me. And it's like they like it's just like it's like certain things, certain codes that you just don't cross, bro. You don't do that. You don't do that. Maybe I'm just like not understanding or something, or I'm just speaking nonsense, but it's like I'm not really surprised that the dad don't know shit about shit. He's just like tucking his tail, being a bitch, doing all this other stuff and just going along with all this other bullshit. But it's like, your mom, bro. That's your mom, my nigga. My heart goes out to all of people who have not good moms, bro. Like, cause it's like, to me, that is how the person, like, I could just be talking, I don't know.
Because a big part of me getting bullied about my arm hair would be to act like it didn't bother me. Because then it's like, now they know that you're insecure about it. So she's like, no, I don't want to. And even if that's not the case and I'm just crazy and I'm reaching, why put this on the internet for all of your kids' friends to see, especially as a young teenager? Like, that's a very complicated time. But
Yes.
Ruby, being her kid's very first bully, she says, you don't? I think your armpits need to be shaved more than your legs do. Let me see. And she just reaches into her daughter's shirt to, I guess, see her armpit hair, to touch it. I don't know what we expect at this point. Ruby announces to her vlogs every time her kids pee the bed. She proudly says the way she handles it is, aw, that's okay. Just sleep on the floor in the bathroom.
What is the dad doing? Because this is like neither of those two people have any type of parental nothing. Like, bro, like nobody in that house sees that this isn't right. Nobody. I mean, the two people who have the power in the house. Like, bro, this shit not flying, bro.
He's like, Mom, I peed the bed. Just go sleep on the floor in the bathroom.
There's also a lot of other humiliating titles in the 8 Passengers archive. Sherry even says that when you Google someone's name, like the next word that comes after it is typically like the most Googled. And she's saying this in a vlog. She says next to her name is always Sherry Franke, period. Because Ruby had vlogged her getting her first period. And it just seemed like she was uncomfortable. Other titles include At School, Wet My Pants, Bra Shopping with the Brothers, First Time Shaving. It's like the kids are sick and throwing up Canon or Sony. The kids are buying their first training bra. Should we use Canon or Sony?
What?
But one thing Ruby states repeatedly is that she will never discipline her kids on camera. That is reserved for off camera. Which is bizarre because everything you put on camera. One bamboozled netizen writes, so she's going to film her daughter buying a training bra, but discipline is private? Do you remember that trend that was going around where you get your dog's favorite stuffed animal or like your child's favorite stuffed animal and you just beat it? I don't know why parents were filming themselves being their child's personal emotional terrorist, but it was like a trend briefly. I don't know if it was a big trend or if the trend was people reacting to the very select few weird.
Bro, I'm not like, I don't want to, bro, why are y'all doing this to y'all kids, bro? I'm just trying to think, like, when I'm, when we do this, when I'm like on camera and stuff like that, I'm not thinking of having none of this stuff. Like, I don't even want to have my baby on camera for real. Unless I'm like, oh my gosh, hey, actually, no, fuck that. I really hope I stand on that. I don't want to show my kid on like multiple videos, all this other stuff. I don't want that. Maybe if Kyla's okay with it, then sure, but I kind of don't want the baby on, like, I don't. Not the baby. I don't know, bro. Like it's really touchy for me because these are babies. These are little humans that need to be protected. I will get so, like, dog, I'm not gonna lie to you. I will get so mad. I will start crashing out if I see a bad comment about my baby or my kid. Like, I'm not gonna hold you. I'm going off because you're not finna play about mines, bro. So it's like, dog, there are people out here who are really like exploiting their kids. This woman is the devil.
People that did it.
Where you grab your child's favorite doll and just
like what is that?
It,
yes, it's like
and
if
then
we were to
see the kid's reaction.
Yeah, it's like if we were to grab my niece's rabbit and then just started punching the rabbit in front of her and then vlogging her reaction. It's like unhinged. I don't know why people were doing this. This is the next level of that.
What do you mean?
Ruby's youngest daughter is going through her scissor phase. My nieces are currently going through their scissor phase. They're told at school, you got to learn how to use safety scissors to cut shapes with scissors. You could be in the same room doing arts and crafts with them. You drop your piece of paper, you bend, pick it down, they've cut off half your hair. It's just a thing. They're safety scissors. They don't get harmed. It's not dangerous. I mean, don't leave them with it unsupervised. But again, scissor phase, very real, very normal. Ruby's youngest daughter has taken scissors and cut a few things in the house that she probably wasn't supposed to cut. Ruby decides, instead of being like, wow, why did I leave those scissors out? That could have been dangerous. Good thing she cut that rather than harming herself accidentally, even though they're safety scissors. Ruby decides, no, the best course of action to take here is to grab the camera in one hand and shove it in this little girl's face, take her beloved stuffed cat on the other hand, hold it by the neck, and threaten her own daughter.
One more thing in my house. I'm going to take the scissors, look at me, and I'm going to cut its head off.
Grandma will be so mad.
So what are you going to do?
Not real cat, right?
No, her stuffed animal. But like,
why would, what the fuck, bro? Like,
when they're this young, that's like a real person in there.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Their stuffed animals are like a good source of comfort. I mean,
shit, I still got my Simba doll that my dad gave me when I was 8, nigga. The fuck?
It's like their best friend. The girl looks genuinely stressed out. She looks like she's watching a hostage video because she is. She's 4 years old. This is her best friend.
Bro.
And her sweet, loving, caring, family-friendly mother just threatened to decapitate it.
In front of her.
In another since taken down vlog from 2016, there's a clip where they're all packing to go somewhere. Ruby asks one of her young daughters what she packed in her bag, and the young daughter starts crying and getting nervous because she's scared that Ruby's not going to let her take her comfort stuffy. Netizens are commenting, growing up with a narcissistic dad, I used to cry every time I was nervous around him, even if it was for nothing. I can feel the little girl's anxiety. It makes me wonder if Ruby has an explosive temper behind closed doors or something.
That's what I'm trying to see. I'm trying to figure out, like, does she like be threatening him like behind camera, like actual like terroristic threats or something? Is she doing that with Kevin, or like what is going on behind camera? Because on camera this shit looks crazy, and you already know if something look crazy on camera, you know off camera it's bizarre. So like.
To make matters worse, netizens point out that Ruby looks surprised and confused that this is her daughter's favorite stuffy, which is so strange. It leaves netizens to question, does she not know her kids? Does she not tuck them in at night? That doesn't even make sense. In another clip, one of the kids finally confesses that she spilled something in her backpack, and therefore she ruined her backpack. It's unsalvageable.
Damn.
Which, the fact that you have to confess something like that to your parents is odd. The way that she's holding her backpack while Ruby is vlogging her, she looks terrified. Her face is blurred for her privacy, but she keeps blinking and scrunching her nose, and those seem like very intense, anxious coping mechanisms for high anxiety. While her daughter is clearly in distress, Ruby says,
The camera's rolling, so I can't get that mad. It helps keep me under control.
The child starts crying, and Ruby has this weird, fake, sympathetic voice. Oh, honey, don't cry. Oh, honey, I'm not mad at you. I feel bad for you. To which the comments now read, imagine a backpack feeling like it's the end of the world. This is so sad. It's not even a big deal. A simple accident, and she's terrified of her own mother. Another one reads, her nervous tics are heartbreaking. One of the most damning clips of Ruby, though, is of her in the car vlogging. She's wearing a bright yellow beanie. This is probably worse than the Chad Bed saga, or it's like right up there.
It's just sagas.
So all these other ones are coming out, and I think that people are making videos on them, but unless you're really in the Franke world.
Bro, this is crazy. She's having eras of abuse. The Chad Bed era. The yellow beanie era. This is nuts.
I don't know if they would have hit as many people of like, did you see what's going on? Because this is alarming.
What happened?
Ruby is wearing a bright yellow beanie. She holds up her phone. I just got a text message from youngest daughter's teacher, and she said that she did not pack a lunch today. And can I bring over a lunch to the school? This happens quite often when you're raising children, because I know that her teacher is uncomfortable with her being hungry and not having a lunch. And it would ease her discomfort if I came to the school with a lunch. But I responded and I just said,
Was responsible for making her lunches in the morning, and she actually told me she did pack a lunch. So the natural outcome is she's just going to need to be hungry.
You know, like when parents tell you, like, if you don't eat your vegetables, you're just gonna go to bed hungry. I kind of like, I'm cool with that, but she didn't bring a lunch to school. She's gonna be hungry all day. What are you doing? And you can't go give her a lunch, nigga. All you have to do is go to the school and pick up a lunch. Maybe, shit, if she got some favorites, she probably cooking some bullshit in there, but maybe she got like a favorite meal or a favorite little snack in the lunch. I don't know. I'm not going to be like super parent. I ain't no damn parent, but like, don't put her favorite thing in the lunch and she just got to eat the stuff. Like, say like, oh, she like mac and cheese. You going to give her like a nice little soul food. Wait, that's kind of crazy. I was thinking like turkey wings, mac and cheese, and collard greens. That is a dinner. Anyway, I'm just like, bro, go get your kid a fucking lunch, bro. Like, honestly, you don't have to start disciplining them at every single battle. They are afraid to fuck up. They can't fuck up and like get some grace at all. And also, what the fuck happened with Chad in the wilderness? Why he gained 10 pounds? I'm just trying to.
And hopefully nobody gives her food and nobody steps in and gives her a lunch.
Nobody steps in and be's a parent because you ain't no fucking parent.
my hope is that she will be hungry and come home and go, oh man, that was really painful being hungry all day. I will always make sure to have a lunch with me.
Yeah, knowing Ruby, she gonna be like, oh, you came home. Did you eat? Did you eat your lunch? You didn't eat lunch? Okay, it looks like you're gonna go hungry for the rest of the night. Fuck.
The child in question that she's talking about is 5 years old. I don't even know a single 5-year-old that packs their own lunch. I was in high school and my mom was helping me pack lunches. The clip was a huge...
I mean, I can't wait to help my kids pack lunch. That'd be fun as hell. Like, that's cool. Like, what's wrong with her? Like,
point of contention, along with the Chad being bedless. I mean, there's something about these moms not giving their kids food, proper nutrition, and beds. Like, it's a prerequisite before you get put in jail. Ash Trevino needs to get advised to get her kids a bed. Regardless,
it's a funny callback. Don't that video blew up too. I'm not watching that shit, but that video blew the fuck up. Well, I don't plan on watching it. I already saw it.
have never.
I might watch it. I don't know. Maybe one day. So I revisit that crazy thing. Oh my gosh.
Ever heard of a kid being responsible for packing their lunch at that age? And like, how vicious do you have to be to state out loud that you hope your child starves and
like
nobody
what?
helps them? Kevin and
crazy.
Ruby tried to justify what happened, saying the internet took them out of context once again.
No.
Saying that the real reason that Ruby did not bring her daughter a lunch to the school is because the drive would take 45 minutes. By the time that Ruby would be there to drop off the food, the school day would be over.
Well, at least your kid will eat.
Nobody said that in the clip. The comments read, and this is what she's voluntarily sharing on the internet. Imagine what she's doing behind closed doors. In another vlog clip that has been resurrected from the depths of the YouTube graveyard,
Resurrected.
Ruby is on the phone with her second youngest. Again, probably 8 years old at the time, if not younger. She tells him,
Unless you find a friend who's willing to share some of their food with you, I don't think you're going to be able to eat. But if you're not responsible for your lunch and your lunch money, that's the natural consequence.
And what's happening now is your natural consequence, you bitch.
and I'm really sorry you're learning this the hard way. I will have a wonderful, yummy snack waiting for you when you get home. Just hang in there today and just make up your mind, and you're going to be really careful to grab your stuff when you go to school next time. And maybe you have a good friend who will share half their sandwich with you. That's all. I'm sorry. She hangs up and she tells the viewers while smiling, he sounds like he was going to cry or something. In another seemingly innocent but not at all innocent vlog, Ruby is in the kitchen with her kids and she says, Sundays after church, when we all just clean through the leftovers, it's like the highlight of my week. I love it so much. One of the kids comes up to say, it is. Mom doesn't get mad at us for eating anything.
It's like the highlight of my week. I love it so much.
Mom doesn't get mad at us for eating anything.
She responds that, and the kids just open up like everyone's pretty relaxed. Probably because they're not starving.
Yeah.
It's been a point of contention throughout the Franke vlogs that the kids never have enough food. When she vlogs the dinner table, it's never enough food.
I just don't understand. Why are y'all so terrible? Y'all are making so much money. Your kids are dying. Like, what the fuck, dude?
When she vlogs her grocery hauls, it's never enough food. One comment reads, everyone's relaxed because maybe they're not fighting for survival in their own home.
Yeah.
Every single meal that Ruby shows online is neither nutritious nor filling, and it does not appear that the kids have free access to food. The Frankies, even before all of this, the whole scandal, they had multiple instances where their own viewers were just up in arms about the fact that they kind of starved their kids. Ruby would vlog what's for dinner, or she would do the grocery hauls, and there's no produce, no fruit, no meat. Anything of nutritional value in the hauls is just absent. Most of it is carb-filled junk. Yet Ruby is very unhappy. She complains the entire time at how expensive each trip to the grocery store has.
You make $100,000 a month. Shut the fuck up. Like, I'm not a pocket watcher, but bitch, your range is $8,000 to $100,000 a month. There is nothing on this God's green earth that is stopping you from getting the healthiest of meals. Unless your accounts are frozen by the FBI. There's literally nothing stopping you. What are we doing here?
Husband, which most people agree. Groceries are expensive, but she's choosing these carb-heavy, easily prepared meals.
Like, she choosing lean cuisine and shit like that. Like, bro, what?
That are probably selling at a premium. At this point, a lot of netizens are saying, honestly, produce might be cheaper. So why are you not getting it?
Like, what?
One comment reads, I am a bit stunned. In Ruby's video about their food supply, she doesn't seem to feed the kids any vegetables. Maybe tomatoes in the spaghetti sauce, but she seems to feed the kids carbs all day, every day. I was a bit surprised that vegetables were not seemingly a priority for the kids. Another netizen agrees. She feeds the kids crap, all carbs, stuff to fill the belly but not provide much nutrition, very light on the meat, and almost no fruits and veg.
No
Or
fruits
another
and veg.
comment reads, stop moaning about buying food for your family when you're basically making money off the backs of your kids. Her grocery hauls are pretty terrible. No vegetables, maybe a small bowl of fruit, little meat, and a whole heap of snacks.
Is she not embarrassed? Like, this is embarrassing.
She definitely carb loads her meals with very little nutrition. All I see are tacos, like frozen tacos, bread rolls, cookies. Everything is beige and cheap. Even Ruby admits herself that she does not eat enough. She says, it's really painful to up my food budget, but I think it's necessary because I have to eat more.
What are you budgeting? What are you budgeting? Is all your money in Bitcoin or something? Like, did you lose all your money in Trump coin or something? Like, what is going on here? Where is this money going? Obviously, this shit is not really going, it's obviously not going that far. You bought a $5 million house in wherever the fuck it is.
I'm gonna eat more. I want to eat more. I don't really like being hungry. It's just very strange that Ruby has such an unrelenting grip on wanting to control the food, the budget. She wants to be perceived as the perfect mom, but she cannot hide the fact that she's not. There's this Korean song called, like, Oma said she doesn't like black bean noodles.
Okay.
It's when your mom doesn't have money, so you eat the black bean noodles. Your mom tells you she doesn't like black bean noodles, and later the singer goes and she's digging it out of the trash to eat it with rice. The leftovers. But for Ruby, the mere thought of upping the grocery budget to feed her kids would send her into cardiac arrest. And this is clearly not a case if she can't afford it.
How much is it? How much is it? Stephanie, if you tell me that this budget for groceries is anything under, or actually, I don't even know. What is the budget? What is the budget?
One comment reads, her nacho night was just sad. Literally just 2 trays of chips, cheese, and leftover pulled pork. Maybe it would have been good as a snack, but how about some freaking fruits or vegetables or something substantial? And I saw one of Ruby's kids cramming a whole burrito thing into her mouth like she's desperate for food. Ruby is always saying cooking is her passion and she loves making recipe videos, but it sure doesn't show. There's like a whole compilation on TikTok filled with the kids' faces. So for this video, I'll likely blur most of it. But you can hear Ruby's voice, and it's just her threatening them with food.
I'm only going to say it one more time, and then you're going to lose the privilege to eat dinner.
In a separate clip, she says, and my kids are literally starving. I hesitate to even say this because I'm going to sound like a mean barbarian. But I told the kids, I said, I'm not even going to let you eat breakfast until you get your chores done. Here is a very non-comprehensive list of all the times that she's threatened her kids with starvation. Stop crying or I'm going to have you go upstairs and you won't have any breakfast. In another clip, she says, I'll buy an expensive cereal and say this needs to last us a whole week. And it's gone in an hour. The boundary is I don't buy cereal anymore. And you get oatmeal.
She's like taking away their basic human rights. Like, not even in... I'm not gonna make the analogy. I'm gonna shut up.
Till I believe the children will be boundaried with the cereal.
Bro.
The self-confidence of someone with such little common sense is terrifying. If your kids can eat what you think should last a week in an hour, then your portion size math is not adding up.
So
There's a clip of Sherry, the eldest
daughter.
daughter, and the New York Times bestseller. She says, Our lunch is a little bit different than yesterday because Mondays and Fridays are 1900 calorie days. And then Tuesdays and Thursdays are 1700 calorie days. And then Saturday and Sunday and Wednesdays are 1500 calorie days. And today is 1700. Which the fact that Ruby has put out these arbitrary rotating calorie days, which by the way, none of these even provide enough calories for most active growing teenagers. It's just very sick. Many netizens are left wondering at this point, how is it even possible that she posted all these vlogs? One writes, I find it difficult to fathom the dinners Ruby gets away with serving. Recently, one of her kids complained about having chicken noodle soup for dinner again, and it seems like they had it the night before. I took a good look at the table, and it was like a modest little bowl of soup. Was all that was served. There weren't any dishes to indicate bread or salad to be served along with the soup. Ruby just encouraged everyone to eat so they won't have soup again for the next dinner. The whole video blew my mind. Another comment reads, my question is, how are none of the teachers reporting this?
Yeah, like, what is going on?
Or another reads, so abuse is being broadcasted on YouTube in broad daylight? Using food as a form of punishment literally pisses me off to no end. The irony in all of this is that Ruby prepares for the end of the world with freeze-dried food. She's obsessed with food prepping. I'm pretty impartial to doomsday prepping. What do I know about when the world is going to end? Emergency stock, highly recommend, probably advisable. An entire food storage room with freeze-dried foods, 100 pounds of rice and orange juice mixed powder. It's kind of excessive.
Like, even if an emergency did come up and you had to use the food that you freeze-dried, you already have enough. So why are you continuing? We may not.
My question to you is, if the world come to an end and some shit is happening, people are going to break into your house. You just have a food storage room. You don't have a bunker. You just have like the storage room in a random room in the house. I see you got big ass windows. And if niggas knew that was your house and the world was ended, we're going to that house. We are robbing you. Nick, like, what is, like, what, why? Is this, get her face off the fucking screen.
Not need any of this food ever. Or if we do end up using it, what if it's 30 years down the road? All of this food stays good for at least 30 years.
She has all of that.
Yeah, and her kids are starving. And because I'm just on a rant here, there's another vlog clip of Ruby telling her viewers that her youngest daughter is manipulating her into letting her stay home by saying that she's sick when she's not. She makes her out to be this little vindictive girl with big evil plans of a psyop takeover. She's a kid. She's a child. It is only when Ruby takes her temperature and realizes that she has a fever of 101 that she admits, okay, fine, she's not manipulating me. She says to the vlogs, and I could hear her whimpering and crying, and then at 4 a.m, she came in and got in bed with me, and she was just whimpering. Don't you hate it when your kid is sick and they don't have a fever until the whining starts? I just thought the whining was because she was manipulating me. What? Not true, I guess. She's not feeling well.
I gave Julie a tongue lashing that will not ever be repeated nor recorded.
What does that mean?
Just use your imagination. It was bad.
I don't want to.
You have to throw up twice before I come get you.
What?
Isn't it like 5 if it's just like a little?
If you throw up, you throw up. If you throw up twice, you call me.
All of this had somewhat been circulating online, but again, it's not until the bed saga that all of these get dug up from the...
You throw up twice and then you come see me. There's no nurturing bone in your body at all. This isn't even like barbaric. Like this, I think barbarians, whatever. I don't know what they're called. This is like worse than like animalistic, bro. Like you're dead ass torture. This is pure evil. This is evil. This is like you can't even you literally cannot even think of a word to describe this. Like I was about to say something like, "Oh, you're Franking right now. You're pulling a Ruby Frank or something like this." I don't like this is crazy.
The YouTube graves and they start recirculating. And speaking of the bed situation, a lot of netizens have problem with Ruby's bed buying tendencies or lack thereof. Very similar to Ash Trevino. She would just not get her kids the necessities when she can clearly afford to. There would be moments in the vlogs where she expected her kids to be grateful. She would demand some sort of big response in exchange for purchasing them socks. Not like new fancy socks that all the kids are wearing that they really don't need, but like their current socks all have holes in them. Other netizens back in 2016 even felt it was odd that in the videos, the kids would be gifted on their birthdays things like bedding, sheets that they desperately need. Not like, ooh, this is the new anthropology sheet that I need.
So you mean to tell me not only did that nigga Chad had to lose his room, he was what, sleeping on like the raw mattress with the stains and everything, and the people in this house are making this much money, and y'all live in this big ass house. Y'all got the means to do this, but it just like, what is the lesson here, Ruby? What is the lesson in this? Like, there's no lesson. Your lessons suck.
They don't have sheets. Birthday present, sheets.
Sheets.
Some people were commenting,
Fuck.
I noticed everyone seemed to be overly excited about getting pillows, which I found was odd. Another comment reads, I think parents are supposed to provide you with a bed, sheets, pillows, etc. independent of your birthday.
Yes.
Same goes for socks? Question
Yes.
mark?
What? Yes.
Another comment reads, the birthday presents were the last straw for me. Passing off a bed that one of her kids needed as a birthday gift is disgusting. You provide your children with a bed and bedding, period. That's not a gift. The kids were also never seen having enough clothes. They would have about 5 total outfits each. And the problem is that Ruby was obsessed with very distinct articles of clothing. So it's not like she would get a simple white shirt for her kids that you could wear maybe 3 times a week. And everybody at school thinks, oh, maybe you have 5 white shirts. Mm-hmm. They're like very distinct. Mm-hmm. And they would be wearing the same outfit 3-4 times a week.
Like they're Timmy Turner?
Which is just...
What the fuck?
A lot of kids get bullied for stuff like that.
Yeah, they do. And also, they gotta do the laundry too. So they're...
One comment reads, Ruby is constantly having to wash clothes, seeing as all their kids only have about 4 full outfits. And because she's continuously washing them, they start looking like just threads on the kids' bodies. Someone agrees, writing, Ruby complains so much about the kids wearing down their clothes. And in the same breath, she mentions how they only need a few outfits. What's going on? And when the kids would get sick, Ruby, the maternal instinct just coursing through her veins, decides to quarantine the sick kid. So one of the sons was sick. I would say he looks like 5 years old.
Oh.
She doesn't want the other kids to get sick, which I get it, fine, right? She grabs a whole duvet set, pillows, a blanket, and she puts him in the bathroom on the floor. There's a regular bathroom where you have the sink and then you have the shower. Mm-hmm. Then you open a small little closet door and then you just have the toilet. That's it, just the toilet. Mm-hmm. She put him right next to the toilet in that tiny little closet room, the water closet.
Okay.
And he's sick. His whole face is red.
Why?
No, because
just quarantine the kid in the toilet.
Yes.
In the toilet with the doo-doo
Okay.
with the doo-doo fumes.
I think like 2-ish years ago, I went through a very rough round of hand, foot, mouth disease, which was passed on by my little niece. Every single nail and toenail fell off. I'm not even kidding. It's a household joke now. But even now, when our 2 nieces are sick, everyone's just trying to make them feel better. They're like bringing them the favorite soups. They sleep with my sister when they're sick because they're not feeling well. And they usually want to cuddle my sister. Mm-hmm. Ruby makes them sleep in a toilet room. But it's also the way that she's mentally raising them. One comment reads, those poor little girls have motherhood and subsequently being a housewife pushed on them from so early on. Save thinking about children for when you're not children yourselves. It's silly to think about that now. Another comment reads, I rarely comment anywhere anymore, but in their newest video, I was so glad when I heard Ruby say to Sherry, you could be a great teacher or lawyer or engineer, etc., etc. But then Ruby goes on and says, but most importantly, a good mother.
Oh my gosh.
I realize it's important to be a good mom in their culture, their religion, and even would have just been fine to include into the list, like, and a good mom. But most importantly, it is likely that it's because Ruby got married at 18. She had her first baby at 21, and she never really had her own life. And for whatever reason, she wants the same things for her kids. She prides herself in it. In a video, she says, I just want to tell you an experience that I had in English class, that you really can be and do anything you want. I was in an advanced English class, so everyone who was in the class was ambitious. And we had a college prep person talk to us, and we went around the room, and we had to stand up, say our name, and what we wanted to be when we grew up. And everyone that stood up said lawyer, doctor, all these wonderful, ambitious goals. And when it was my turn to stand up, I said I wanted to be a mother. And the lady said, that's okay. And what else do you want to be? And I said, a housewife. I want to stay home. And my teacher said, Ruby, I would like to see you at the end of class.
What?
And he let me have it about how I was not being ambitious and how I was going to let my talents go and I was settling. And I think that day marked a time in my life where I said, you know what? Not only am I going to do it and show him who's who, you know, I'm going to be good at it. I'm going to be a mom and a housewife, and I'm going to be a good mom. And this is how good of a mom Ruby is.
You know, like, I don't really find, like, I know, like, on the internet, people be ripping women in half sometimes when they say, like, I just want to be a mom and just be a stay-at-home mom. This is that and the third. Like, that's cool. Like, if that's what you want to do, sure. But if you want to do that, don't do what Ruby Franke's doing. Like, I'm trying to understand, like, is she going through some type of psychosis or something? Like, what is it? Because where did she learn this stuff from? Like, was she treated like this as a kid? Because how do you get these teachings? What are they like?
In a separate interview, she shares a story where she has no sense of self-awareness of how cruel she is. She shares every little sinister story like it's a cute, wholesome lesson. She says, a year ago, my daughter was saying her prayers. She was 6 years old at the time. She was saying her prayers, and she said the cutest thing. I thought it was so cute, and I started laughing.
What was it?
She said,
Dear Heavenly Father, please help me to survive. And I thought it was so cute.
And I just thought it was so cute. It took me off guard, and I just kind of giggled a little.
The fuck?
That's not funny. That's alarming. She's 6. She should be praying for an American Girl doll, not for basic survival. Which Chad already did in the wilderness when he went to Anasazi. He was praying for basic survival. This was, again, before the bed incident. So now people are bringing this up again. Okay. When he was 14, he was sent to this wilderness camp. The whole Anasazi saga is a whole thing. The way that Ruby and Kevin are talking about Anasazi, you would think that for every teenager that goes into the Arizona wilderness and breaks down into tears, they get paid $1 million. The way they promote this wilderness camp is pathological. They're talking about sending him. They're dropping him off. They're clearing out his room. They're redecorating his room. They're missing him. They're picking him up. They're seeing him again. They're reacting to him being back home. It's non-stop Anasazi vlogs, which, again, this is just kind of bizarre when you really think about this is the context of a, quote, troubled teen therapy that they're sending Chad to, which is typically known to do a lot more harm than good. To which they talk about Anasazi a little strange. Kevin says, now you're probably wondering what the heck we're talking about. Chad today has just entered the Anasazi Foundation Wilderness Therapy Program. He's going to spend the next 8 to 10 weeks living in the desert mountains of Arizona. So you're probably wondering, what did Chad do? Okay, well, we're not even going to entertain that stuff, but it's an accumulation of things over the years. Well before we started YouTubing, or well before we got into social media, and it's reached a point where Chad needs to develop some very basic maturity and skills that he's going to need as an adult. We know later that it stemmed from him getting expelled from school, and this was a recommendation from his new therapist, Jody Hildebrand.
Oh my fuck. Oh no.
The Anasazi therapy program. But Ruby says in the vlog, this is like a reset, like a start over, like a do-over, a fresh beginning. Kevin says, the idea with wilderness therapy is that you can survive with these peers in the wilderness with nothing more than the clothes on your back and a couple of field supplies. Then there's nothing in this world that you can't tackle.
Honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you. This reminds me of that. I don't know what movie that was, but it was like a dodgeball movie, or it was like a parody of it. And the dude said, if you can dodge a bullet, you can dodge a dodgeball. And he just started shooting at the teammates with a gun. Like this, what are you? So y'all have no parenting skills at all. Y'all just send this motherfucker to this thing.
Ruby says, they don't even sleep in tents. They sleep on the bare ground. So if the apocalypse ever comes and the zombies come to get us, we will be very grateful that Chad is trained. He's going to mature out there. He's going to have a lot of growth and a lot of time to think and really decide the quality of person he wants to become.
So y'all just want Chad to be the person to survive, not y'all, if a zombie apocalypse was to come. So everything is fine. You got Ruby freeze drying food. You got Chad that knows how to sleep on the ground. You got the dad teaching about dirt at BYU. The other kids are just fucking just.
I'm really proud of him. I'm really excited. They said it's like the real wilderness out there. There's snakes, there's bears, there's coyotes, cougars. Like, it's the real deal. Kevin butts in. We want Chad to have some of those experiences. I think Close Encounters would be good for him.
And he'll come home and he'll be like, dude, I survived and there were bears. I can do anything. I'm not scared at all about
Nigga, I survived Ruby Franke. I can do anything.
that kind of stuff.
What?
What I lose sleep over is when kids start self-sabotaging their own efforts.
Yeah.
That's the kind of stuff that really concerns me.
She's basically saying, as a mom, I'm not scared about my son confronting a bear in the wilderness. I'm scared of self-sabotage. It's like the most bizarre fear. Kevin says, bottom line, it's going to be a very long time before any of us see Chad. We'll hear from him weekly in the letters to the family. We will. We're excited to see how all of us, not just Chad, but how all of us are impacted and changed by this experience. The thing with Ruby is that she's a yapper. She's so good at talking in a way that makes it seem like she's an amazing mom, or at the very least, she's a mom trying her best. She says, Chad's on the trail, but at home, we're also going to be on a trail. We're going to be walking alongside him, and we're going to be making commitments for us to change and for us to try and become better parents for Chad and for our other kids. We've always believed in being honest with you guys. We're not into playing with your emotions.
I mean, she knows how to say words. That's cool. She a wordsmith. You know, that's all right. You know what I'm saying? So the fuck what?
Because I know you guys are really invested in our family, and I feel a responsibility to be upfront with you and honest. You know, there are things that happen in your family that other people don't know about, and it's the same with our family. There are things that happen in our family, and you don't know about it. So just trust us that we're doing what's best. When Chad gets back, Ruby makes Anasazi the only thing that he can talk about. She forces Chad to talk over and over about his experiences, which it doesn't appear like he had a great experience. Even if he did, I'm sure it's still a sore spot that your parents just send you to fend for yourself for months.
Yeah.
I would feel abandoned. They not only sent him, but they paid over $10,000 to send him.
What?
Yeah.
That could have been money for the food and clothes. Y'all saying 10 of them things. It was $10,000 to send that nigga to fucking. I'm not gonna lie. I want to know what happens when they bring in that therapist, because something tells me, until I know the information, she has always been there. Something tells me that she has always been there. I don't know. I'm vaguely remembering seeing that face. And when they get into all that cult stuff, I guess.
Estimates, it seems like they probably paid around like $15,000, but it could go up to like $40,000. Some parents take out loans to send their kids to these crazy camps.
Don't do that. And if you do, I really hope someone slaps the shit out of you. Because, come on. No. It's unnecessary. It's like a down payment on a house. 40 grand to send your kids to the wild to be near death. It's like putting money on somebody. That's like putting money on your kid's head. You just put a bounty on your kid's head, and that's just legal for some reason.
Wow.
Fuck.
How about like some vegetables?
Yeah.
Some pillows.
Yeah. Some bedding. And like
some socks.
Maybe try talking to your kid.
Yeah.
Like talk.
The worst part is when Chad gets back, Ruby has this whole vlog dedicated to surprising him with his room and trying to make it homey. She covers the entire room in Anasazi memorabilia. It's like a gift shop for the therapy program. I don't know why Ruby was adamant on that. One comment reads, I find it disturbing how focused Ruby was on filling Chad's room with Anasazi reminders, when for all she knows, it could have been a really traumatic negative experience for him.
And also remember, they said that Ruby is very hell-bent on getting something that she wants, or something that she sees, she wants to get at it. Like the YouTube stuff, she wants to get at that. She wants to be a great mom. She gets at that. So what about the Anasazi thing is making her so hell-bent on just pushing that narrative? That feels like this is like a brand deal, or you're in something. I'm that fucking therapist, bro, or that marriage count. I'm on. Nah.
He could have been so excited to come back to his home and have a proper bed, only to discover that his room has been turned into a mini Anasazi and constantly reminds him of it. It just feels like another way for her to control and brainwash him, rather than a mother who cares about her son's interest.
Could be. I'm still on my theory. Because there's no way you're going to make this nigga talk about nothing but Anastasia. That shit, to me, there's a deal in that. So when we get to the part where that woman, Jody, is in the house, then I'm probably not going to sound crazy. But I probably am sounding crazy, and I will live by that. Because this woman is driving me crazy.
The fact that he gained 10 pounds while on this rigorous wilderness program was rubbing netizens rightfully the wrong way. He also states that when he got back, he had no clothes because, quote, when I went to Anasazi, mom got mad and threw some of my clothes on the floor, and then she just donated them all.
Question. My question. Another question. Now we get into a conspiracy bag. You know how I keep saying, like, there's something with that therapist and Ruby, and the fact that wasn't that lady, the therapist lady, she recommended that. So what my brain is telling me that she already knows Ruby. Jody Ben knew Ruby. Ben knew Ruby. So what if a way for Anastasia to get their name out there, to get more money, is to attach themselves to this family, and just so they can do that, to make it all authentic, take Chad to Anastasia to do all these things and make sure Chad comes back in one piece. Make sure Chad gains 10 pounds for eating. Make sure Chad is taken care of, and we gonna take care of you. Just make sure you scratch our back and we're gonna scratch yours. So for the next time when he comes back, after he did run full speed to hug them, that is interesting. Make sure that he's talking about nothing but Anastasia. Just make sure. So we can just keep it in the minds of this very, very, very prominent YouTube channel. Am I tripping? Or does that sound like literally a plan? That sounds like a plan.
Since then, unseen footage of Ruby filming vlogs has come out. So it seems, like I said, the family has given over 1,000 hours of unseen footage to the documentary makers. And there's some pretty terrifying stuff in the unedited footage. In one video, she's sitting at the bottom of her bed and she has the aura of a kindergarten teacher that I would not trust my hypothetical children around.
What does that mean?
But she seems incredibly unempathetic.
Oh.
There are about 53 Saturdays in a year. She lifts up a glass mason jar filled with marbles. This jar is holding 100 marbles. Listen, I do struggle with spatial awareness, but it does look like 53 Saturdays and 53 marbles, but maybe it's 100. She repeats, this jar is holding 100 marbles. Okay, so the last tip that I have for calendaring is remembering I always ask myself on the weekend, is what I've scheduled.
Hey, I'm still recording! Come on! Why am I hearing all this noise?
Her husband responds from downstairs. It's 12:30 and we're trying to get ready for church, that's why. You see her turn off the camera, get up, or seemingly get up, and then get back down to turn on, and she's smiling again. I am a busy mom with 6 children, and I'm always on the go.
Why do I feel like wasn't that in the doc? Wasn't that like the first video in the doc?
In another vlog, this is obviously something she cuts out. She's in the kitchen talking about something when she just flips a switch.
What?
Hold on. What was that look for?
What the
She's
fuck?
talking to one of her kids. One of her kids says, "Sorry, I just got nervous." Don't give me a weird look. Just be yourself. That is myself. Well, then change it.
What?
Just be yourself. That is myself.
Well, then change it.
In another clip, likely to show off how happy and picture perfect Ruby is and how she is an admirable mom for, at least on camera, fulfilling her legal duties of taking care of her kids, just doing the bare minimum on camera, not even behind the scenes, but on camera. She wants all the kids to sit on the couch for a vlog. And I guess a few of them are not cooperating because they're children. And she screams at the husband, "Sit her down on the flipping couch." This has been going on for years nonstop. In another clip, Ruby is setting up the Christmas tree and Chad is helping her. He looks pretty miserable, but it's not like Ruby is actively trying to have a good time and bond with her son. She just blows up out of nowhere. "Chad, I asked you to give me a night where it's enjoyable to be with you. Chad, take that look off your face and just be happy to be with us."
What the fuck?
But I'm not. Okay, you know what then? And then the camera turns off. Chad would later say, there were times that she blew up off camera. She would spank, whip, take the belt out and whip my butt, pull down my pants, whip me. In another unseen vlog clip, Chad is younger in the clip and he's sitting on the couch. Ruby is plopped down right next to him. "Chad, it's your turn. Do you know where your name came from?"
Do you know where your name came from?
Despair.
Of course you know.
Chad is nodding because he's like, "I just answered, so what? I don't understand." And she says, "Grandpa. So tell us who you're named after." This is like a very confusing conversation.
Wait,
I just
what?
said Grandpa, then you said, "Of course you know Grandpa." So now I'm like, why are you asking me again? I'm so confused.
Did she not hear him?
He's confused. And he says, "Grandpa." And she looks agitated. "Which grandpa?"
Grandpa Chad?
Okay, we're going to try this again. And you're going to be a little more talkative here. I am. I'm talking. I'm answering your questions. She's silent for a moment, and the camera doesn't pick it up too well, but clearly there's someone talking or hanging out in a nearby room.
Hey, if I hear one more word, get out.
Then you hear Kevin's voice off camera saying, "Get out and close the door." Ruby is looking at her kids with such disdain and disgust, and she turns to Chad. "If I'm going to let you vlog, I don't. And I'm going to spend all my time helping you. You're going to help me too." I don't know what to do. Be excited to tell them where your name came from.
Bro, fuck that name. Fuck that name. How about that? What if he just... Never mind.
Even if you have to fake it. Fake being happy, okay? I don't know if I can right now. I don't know why. It's just... Okay, well, I'm going to take a break. In another clip, she's sitting in front of the camera. "They're perfect for Easter." "No, you are not entitled to talk while I'm recording. Sit back up there and be quiet. Go downstairs now, both of you." It's just like... By far, one of the more alarming unedited clips to come out is...
Why? Like, Kevin don't give a shit about his kids either, huh? That's what I'm getting at. Shit, Ruby probably whooping his ass too. Like, oh my gosh, bro.
Ruby is sitting at the dining table, shoving her ring into the camera. I imagine it's a new ring that she got a gift from Kevin. I don't know. Kevin is holding the camera. And Ruby's little daughter is trying to climb up onto the kitchen table. Maybe she's trying to grab food. Maybe she's trying to grab a snack. Maybe she just wants attention. Or maybe she's just 4. Ruby reaches over, puts one hand on the back of the little girl's neck, the other hand to cover her mouth, but it's also covering her nose.
Wait, what?
She's 4 and Ruby's an adult. And by the force of grabbing her head, she forces her off the table and just yanks her down. And she tells Kevin, "We're going to cut that out."
Hey, bro, I'm not even going to lie. I'm not going to hold you, bro. I feel like I can be a calm individual in certain situations, but this will be the last time. If I was Ruby Franke's husband with a brain and I saw that, that would be the last time she sees them kids. Even if my dumbass was not present for this whole time, because I know he didn't. Ain't he like cry in like a police interview? You mean to tell me that my wife and the mother of my kids don't give a fuck about the kids that she birthed out of her cooter cat. Nigga, you see, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. I would I don't know.
You
That
get
would
down
that
and
would
be
have broke me.
quiet. It isn't your turn to talk. Now sit.
When you are. I'm gonna cut that out. You get down and you be quiet.
Hey,
This isn't your turn. Now sit.
To the 4-year-old?
Yeah.
Ruby Franke need her ass beat. Somebody, bro, one of them sisters, bro, one of her sisters needs to beat her ass. Like, honestly, one of the whatever those her Ruby's sisters needs to whoop her ass. I'm not even sorry. Cause what the fuck is she doing? Like, this is disgusting. This is disgusting.
And then Kevin just puts 2 fingers up in front of the lens, like, now cut. Like
Kevin need his ass whooped too.
Scissors.
Yeah, we're cutting that out.
One netizen comment reads, "What I hate most about this is the smiles and laughter and bonding in the vlogs. I hate it because it's manufactured, manipulated, and fake. These kids were miserable. And I hate that I found myself wanting to smile at the family's interactions at certain points because they seemed like a normal, albeit strict household. That's the guise of evil this woman gave to everyone. She smiled and laughed while the kids were suffering, and we didn't even know it until it was too late."
It's crazy.
So while all of this new footage is being drawn up, Chad says he remembers that they got this very expensive attorney and PR person involved, and they suggested to Ruby that she apologize for all of these instances. Kevin says Ruby's response to that was, "Over my dead body. I'm not sorry. I'm saving my family. We're going to show the world what real parenting looks like. We're going to
No, ain't no, bitch. There ain't no real parenting. Hell no.
show the world what it's like to make impossibly tough decisions because you love your child."
Wow. She said apologize over my dead body.
Over my
Yeah.
dead body.
This is when
Huh.
Ruby Franke goes off the deep end.
Really?
Ruby's entire reaction to everything is, "You think I'm bad? Let me show you how bad I can be." Her parenting style very quickly goes from call CPS to like, I think we need SWAT teams. Like, this is becoming extremely fanatic religion. It's not even LDS faith anymore. It's just her religious views are going straight past normal faith to just full-blown extremist. It's not the same religion anymore. She's using it to exert power in the name of faith. She becomes obsessed with God and vlogging about God. She says, "This is literally the way that God intended our children to be raised up. This is what happens when things go awry." It brings us back to home base, which is, I'm a child of God. I am at the center. That is where I am centered. And so I've been brought back to base. And I decided that I was going to have more prayers to get through the day because I feel like I've been working really hard. She starts offering up advice to other moms.
You know that I am teaching another parenting class. So we just wrap.
Yeah. She starts making like full dedicated videos to offer up advice. And in one clip, she says, "What I say is often really difficult for people to hear. And what I'm suggesting is that your woke child is a walking zombie. And
What?
you have the opportunity to wake that zombie up. But we are beyond band-aids. We are beyond
What?
putting a little bit of ointment on the wounds. We are beyond that."
What the fuck?
The title of the advice video is aggressively titled, "Your woke child is a walking zombie." I think it perplexed a lot of netizens because it seemed like in the beginning there was some traction of like, let's call CPS. She's reacting negatively to this, so maybe CPS is on her. Maybe they're calling her. Maybe they're visiting her home, which they did briefly. But then now with this sudden shift, netizens feel more alarmed. They're commenting, "She's giving culty vibes. Gonna see
Oof.
Ruby on a true crime podcast. Wow, Ruby has completely gone off the rails. How has it
Gonna see Ruby on Stephanie Sue.
come to this? What is this? You've gone off the deep end, Ruby. What is happening? I feel sick. Those poor kids. Who would ever take advice from this controlling woman?" And people start freaking out. Neighbors
this is
also
scary.
notice that there were changes in the kids. They say around this point, the kids had been pretty bubbly up until this, but now they were very withdrawn and very seldomly seen out of the house. It almost seemed like there was no joy. One neighbor says, we don't know what was wrong, but there was something wrong. And then Ruby Franke and Charlie D'Amelio clash.
What?
What?
Wait, what?
Maybe not directly, but their whole worlds kind of clash.
How?
Ruby is vlogging in the car and she looks very distraught. She explains that at the middle school where her daughter goes, the school organized this flash mob dance where the students would learn and perform a TikTok dance.
Okay.
Ruby says she thought, TikTok dance? Well, what are the dance moves?
Is it the Renegade?
Well, what songs are in this? She says her daughter told her one of the songs and she says, quote, and I looked it up. I looked up at the lyrics and it was straight up hardcore.
It is straight up hardcore. Straight up.
What's the song?
I was reading the lyrics quietly to myself as I was scrolling. It's all lustful. It's all suggestive. It's all seductive. It's all perverse. Nobody wants to look out for these kids. The teacher is being very selfish because she wants to be hip, up to date, cool, doing TikToks, entertaining the school. She wants to be liked by these teens that are 12 and 13. So I'm going to go into that school. I don't have an appointment, but I will.
So you going to go into the school for Charlie D'Amelio, but not go to the school to give your kids some fucking lunch? What the hell?
Sit in the office until I am seen. She vlogs about how she spoke with the assistant principal and they told her that they will relay the message to the principal and that maybe she can come in tomorrow to speak. It's hard to gauge at this point without knowing what song she's so incensed over, but knowing what we know so far, I'm not very inclined to ever take her side on anything. The next vlog opens with her storming out of the school. She's spontaneously bursting into tears like an angry toddler that's not getting her. I am so upset. I'm so angry I could scream.
I am so angry I could scream.
She gets into the car and she's like sniffling, sobbing. It's an inappropriately strong reaction. We sat down and I said, I have concerns about the TikTok dances. I said, my problem is the choice of songs. And she said, well, all the songs were approved by me. And I said, okay, so you approved this song that has all these lyrics in it? She says, well, we're not singing and we're not dancing to those lyrics. It's just a portion of the song. She mentioned how the principal was talking about a grocery chain that recently used it in one of their commercials. Like a big, imagine Ralph's or Kroger. Like you would think that it's family friendly then.
Right.
You know, and obviously netizens were able to figure out what song had Ruby in tears, so distraught.
What is it?
It's Low by Flo Rida. Shadi got them apple bottom jeans, boots with the fur. The whole club was looking at her.
Wow.
She hit the floor. Next thing you know, Shadi got low.
It's just, it's literally just a song about a girl with a nice butt, with pants that accentuate the butt, and the fur boots, and she's dancing.
But in the grocery store chain commercial, they just keep replaying low, 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 because I guess like maybe discounts or something.
Yeah.
So I think that's the part that they were gonna play
Low,
at the school.
low, 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 low.
Which I don't know. I just feel like there's so much worse that a 12-year-old could be exposed to. Like
Yeah, like Chief Keef. I was exposed to Chief Keef in Chicago murder music.
starvation, not having a bed, a
Oh,
wilderness
that,
therapy camp.
Yeah.
But Ruby decides this is the hill that she's gonna die on.
She gonna
She
go
cries
lower.
that the principal told her, well, that's moral for you. And it's not gonna be moral for other parents, you know? And I said, it's what's moral according to God. The principal explains that they're basically just using the low, low, low part, but Ruby is upset. Do you understand that you're compartmentalizing? You're taking an immoral song, but you're saying you're only going to take this section of it. They offer to not let Ruby's daughter participate, but Ruby doubles down. She says she told them, you're missing the whole point of why I'm here. I'm not here for anyone's comfort, including my daughter's. I'm not here to make her comfortable. Of course she can move classes, not because you said so, but because I said so. I'm the parent. As you, the principal, have these precious children and you're not protecting them. And she starts full on sobbing. You're introducing them to the world and you're saying it's okay. You're saying that you support this. In the end, you're not going to answer to me who is telling you that this is wrong.
Answer to God.
I said you will answer to what you brought into the school and you expose the children to. The principal tells her, I am 100% fine with the choice that I've made. And Ruby says, with giant tears streaming down her face, that she told the principal. Well, that's sick. If I want to raise my children, I'm going to have to do it myself. I cannot count on their teachers. I cannot count on their principal. And I don't even live in a really crazy city. I live in a quaint conservative city where people think they're safe. She claims the principal is evil. She says she is evil for her to have a parent come straight at her and tell her how evil this is, and she does nothing. Speaking of evil, Ruby later says in another video, this is a separate video. I'm scared to share this because knowing people these days, I don't know how they're going to respond. She goes on to talk about how she has 6 kids, and she says, the 2 youngest are showing long patterns of selfishness. They've been showing, through their choices, their unwillingness to repent, their unwillingness to feel sorrow over some pretty egregious choices that they've made. So Kevin and I have decided that we are going to give the gift of truth to them this Christmas.
I don't know what that means, but I got one question before she finishes this. I'm starting to learn more and more about postpartum and stuff like that. And please forgive me for being so ignorant and stupid if I do sound like it. Is this is there any similarities to that with this woman? Cause I just started learning about in depth more and more and more. So I just would like to ask the question, hope it doesn't sound crazy, but cause when she had the 6th kid, is this where everything just went crazy? And if I'm wrong, please just let me know I'm wrong and explain more about the postpartum if you can. I'll do more research because I want to know about it. But I didn't I'm not really too informed on how long it take if it goes longer than the actual time it takes. Is this that? Because I just can't fathom I can't fathom someone actually being like this. Literally. As much as I still don't like her, but I'm just how does this happen?
We are going to give them the gift of boundaries. We are going to give them the gift of repentance. We let them know how deeply sorrowful we've been because of the choices that they have been making.
And we told them that this year they are not going to be visited by Santa. We let them know that the Christmas morning, their 4 older siblings will be getting Christmas presents to open, and that they will have the gift of love from their dad and I. Because we want them to really have a visceral experience that hits them.
She's out here admitting that childhood trauma is the goal.
What the fuck?
She admits that she would even keep them home from school to force them to clean the entire house. But she says, I was really hoping that would bring them pain. And it didn't. It wasn't painful for them. It was it hasn't affected them because they're so numb. So the more numb your child is, the greater the experience they need to wake them up. Kevin supports this message apparently because he also states, the world has these definitions of what love and tenderness look like. I watch all these Christmas shows that I used to just love because I feel warm and fuzzy watching them. And this year I watch them and I'm like, oh, gross. Because warm and fuzzy in these shows is always about the end. And
also, sorry, I forgot the name of it. It's not just postpartum, the word postpartum. I believe it's not postpartum depression. It's a word that comes after postpartum. Sorry, I wanted to correct myself.
The kid just getting whatever they wanted. The world has this message and society has bought into it, hook, line, and sinker, that love looks like commercialism. Love looks like your kid gets the big thing, big boxes, big red bows. That's love. If you love your children, that's what you're going to do.
It's about to get into this cult.
These are completely different topics. If you don't like the commercialization of Christmas, then don't get gifts for any of your kids, or do homemade gifts, or do something fun for each other.
Right.
Why single out the 2 youngest kids who, out of all the children, probably take Christmas the most seriously because of their age? Nobody told you to buy a Lamborghini. Even a small educational toy to open on Christmas morning would suffice. God forbid a child is happy. One of the neighbor's kids and her parents came over to give the youngest daughter a gift. The other mom says, Ruby answered the door and my daughter said, Merry Christmas. Can you give this gift to the youngest daughter? She took it and then she closed the door, and my daughter happened to see her later and she was so excited. She was like, did you get it? I picked that one just for you. And her face just dropped and she was like, I didn't get it. My mom made me throw it away.
So
the 2 youngest were forced to watch all their siblings open presents and they got
That's
nothing.
Fucked up.
And this is when Ruby ditches her entire 8 passengers YouTube channel and starts strictly posting about being a, quote, mom of truth. She changes the channel name.
Mom of truth.
When was this?
Oh, hell no.
This is in like 2021.
Oh, hell no.
2022. Yeah.
Mom of truth.
And we're going to get more into that in part 2 and 3. But neighbors who are trying to closely monitor the situation, they start telling CPS. They start reporting Ruby because she's online saying things like, little children are sexual beings. And when
That fucking therapist, Jody, that motherfucker, I'm going to say this until I am proven right or wrong. No. Fuck that. No. End this shit. No.
a child goes into their room and they do order where there was once chaos. They put their toys away and they pull their bed tight, fluff up their pillow, and they organize all their stuffed animals and dolls. They put order to it. And then they step back and they feel really good about it. That is an act of being sexual.
Little children are sexual beings, and how many of
I
your children...
knew it. Get this bitch off the screen.
Children have done this where they take all of their animals and order them. They put order to it, and then they step back and they feel really good about it. That's an act of being sexual.
Exactly.
A what?
Yeah, to which someone comments, so that's called organizing? Hope that helps. I would say that's more than enough grounds to call CPS, but one CPS worker asks a neighbor, well, did you see any signs of physical abuse on the kids? The neighbor said, no, I didn't. I didn't see any physical signs of abuse on the Franke kids. The CPS worker just told me that they needed to see some physical evidence for them to be able to step in. And the neighbor says, in that moment, she wishes she had just lied to the government official, to the CPS worker. Yes, I saw signs of physical abuse, because maybe that would have been able to stop what comes next. And that is it for part 1 of the Ruby Franke case.
All right.
In the second part, we will be talking about Jody Hildebrandt.
Yeah,
So
talk about
stay
that bitch.
tuned. Let
Talk
me know your
about-
thoughts,
yeah.
and make sure to check out Sherry's book. Stay safe, and I'll see you in the next one.
All right, we on that. All right, we on that, bro. Nah. I'm watching part 2 tomorrow. Nope, you're not finna gaslight me. None of that. None of that. This camera looks crazy, but nope. I don't know what it is. But once we start talking about kids or this, that fucking therapist, bro, turn this off. I don't fuck Ruby Franke. Fuck Kevin, whatever his fucking name is. I'll see you guys tomorrow with the next part. Would you, please, in the comments, I hope you guys can, I guess, give me a little bit more informed while I do more research about the thing that I asked and stuff like that. I know this joint is gonna, this is gonna be interesting. Parents, take care of your fucking children. Like, actually do it, please. Let this be a guide on what not to do.